than I intended to. Okay, so welcome to our game of Mystara. We are currently wandering into the Temple of Elemental Evil for that fun storyline. And it is session number 133, or Phase 3, Season 2, Episode 25. It is the second day of the 7th month of the year 1011, and they're still roughly a month behind Monday's group.
We take our time.
And Tuesdays and Wednesdays group.
That's okay. Dimitri will explain to you when you get there how your actions are impacted the rest of us.
I was going to say, I can.
Okay, today at the table we have Rihanna.
Hi, I'm playing Morrigan, the Fey Air Genasi druid, who is a ball of curiosity and volatile emotions, and is currently watching everything and learning.
Next up we have is Anton.
Hi, I'm playing Anton Sugar, who is a Traladaran warlock, alienist subtype, if that kind of thing is of interest to you. Carries an oversized pole hammer, which doesn't look like he can wear. He's a scrawny young man. Actually, half the party are teenagers. Scrawny young man, who cares? One of the few adults in the party, which is a frightening concept.
Technically,
So I'm a tween.
all the humans should be at least 29.
12 years old.
Okay, all right.
Between kid and teenager.
Covered in black scales and scars, but most of that's not visible because he wears a suit of armour that he cannot take off, and a iron shackle that sheds a sickly black light. But apart from that, he has Proshka, who's a bright spot.
And an incorrigible poker card.
Yeah, well, he has an incredible capacity to eat cookies.
As well as chew maps up and spit them out perfectly fine.
No, it's all a bit strange to me, but there you go. That's what he does.
Next up we have Calcrix.
The silver dragon now, technically white dragon type with the jazz wings, and the Karate Kid head bandana tie thingy. She's now. Oh no! Don't put her in front of the GM screen. She might lose points next time she's in a fight. She is technically 3 elements now: black, blue, and white. But she is now is it a metallic dragon?
She is a metallic
Dragon instead of chromatic, as she was originally born, which means she's now able to tell other people what to do, she thinks, instead of always being told what to do. The reality is she's still being told what to do, and she just actually asks everybody, what do I do? She's accompanied by Eep, her, I would like to use Emmy's phrase, ever lovable, amenable, dark face, scary nightmare of a plant-like friend.
Who Morrigan is quickly coming to love.
Yeah.
And hands out cookies.
And outside of the GM's boosting her players' confidence in combat in the last party she was in, she's very glad to have Eep backing her up in case she's stuck out alone on the battlefield, because Eep has come to her rescue many a time.
And the only person she doesn't hand cookies to is Drachnoma, who Eep throws cookies at.
She throws cookies.
Drachnoma refuses. So she started throwing cookies at Drachnoma.
The Drachnoma refused. Eep tried to smush the cookie into Drachnoma's mouth just to make sure he wasn't a servant of Exantiotl. Once that was established, Eep now just throws the cookies at Drachnoma.
He once kicked at Eep. Eep took his leg. Give it back.
Yeah. He kicked at Eep and his leg went into another dimension, we're informed. So Calcrix has taken the lesson away of don't let Eep nibble on your scales, horns, other things like that. You might lose them into another dimension.
Okay. Eve's not shown a lot of interest in doing that, but yeah.
Oh,
okay.
Eve's shown a lot of interest in eating safer.
No, it's just Pepsi. Don't know.
Online today we have Mark.
I was wondering if we could get into the cookie saga of characters. Hi, I'm playing Bradsword Dugan, the Dwarven Weapon Master teenager. In Dwarven years, of course.
And they've got 8 more years of teenager left.
Well, depends from week to week. Holder of the Great Realm, husband of the Great Harping Assassin, and yeah, that's about it, I think. Oh, also, hang on, half of the Great Detective Team of Cheval and Bradshaw.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
That was fun.
Yes, you correctly determined there was a room there.
Mm.
And you
Hey,
instructed
this is
Cheval
right
in how to
week.
find things
Last
in
night.
said room.
Great detective work.
Chevelle had someone, a mentor for a little while though.
Which then brings us to Ross. Hello, Ross.
Yeah, I drink.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I assume
Yeah,
there's a
I've got-
microphone off problem.
Oh, yeah, I've got a mute on the headset as well. Yes, I play Yodri, the swashbuckling halfling, warlock, and sorcerer. Currently sulking in the shadows, observing, waiting to make his appearance again. Ha ha!
Why do I have images of Daffy Duck doing Robin Hood?
Yep, it sounds right.
Yeah, same. But that's a compliment.
It is.
I don't use a staff.
Next up we have is Josh.
Hello, I am Josh. I play Cheval the Paladin.
I feel like I need to
Marku.
cut that little bit out and put it in my notes just to play it every time you hit Cheval.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So I am
the
playing
part.
the once Water Genasi, now Fire Genasi, Paladin with a fiery temper, and is very confused about who answers her when she prays.
That's okay, she may end up being a Dr. Nazi anytime now.
Yes, well, we will find out.
She's also an old
Well, if she turns the Ammon, Morrigan's going to have a much nicer time if she's anything but a fire genasi.
Which then brings us to Em.
Hello, I play Zal, your ever-lovable cleric wizard.
Veiled Ranger.
And as the title says, I originally was a ranger until an unfortunate accident caused me to die, and I came back as a cleric.
And that was
Right.
about session 15.
Yeah, about that.
We're now at session
What happened to the
133.
bow?
I feel like you've overcome this.
Yeah, I'd say you graduated from Ranger.
I mean, how many sessions are we in now?
133.
Yep.
I was about to
There
say,
you go.
you are 120 sessions later, you are still a failed ranger.
But Zal has lots of pets.
I do have lots of pets, yes. I have branched off into two different types of magic. I have lots of animals. I have quite a supportive partner in game, as well as out of game. Yes, he is the old man of the party. I actually need to double check how old. We've been in this game years for like, what, 12?
12 years so far, yes.
12 years. I think that makes...
That makes you into your like mid to late 30s, because remember when I sipping over the town, I put you back in your mid 20s.
No, but I still was like 5 years older, so like...
So that should put you about
I think-
34 now.
Yeah, 34 or 35. I was gonna say, I think I'm getting close to 40, which is like pretty old for the setting.
It is. For an Ethengarian, definitely.
You got wisdom
Yes.
though to go with it.
I need to start growing that beard out.
Hildren's about that age, 34.
Okay, so who wishes to do the recap of what happened last session with your snake?
That depends. Do we want the funny
I
recap
was
or the
just about
factual
to say the
recap?
stupid
I'd like
fucking
to
rock snake.
reanimate.
Our Rocky Snake. I choose you.
Just because
Go Onyx.
my memory is not very good.
They
so what-
couldn't hit the broadside of a snake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could eventually.
So what we had was that we came up to the ruins. We had examined the ruins so far.
You split the party.
We
Yep.
split the party as is always the best way.
Speed up the search.
So Eve managed to slip through one of the barred doors, found 8, I think, what was it? Cultists, I think we said they were?
Bandits.
Or
Bandits.
bandits, yeah. Who were
Not
quivering-
desirables of the current government.
Yeah, who were quivering in their boots.
Made to quiver even more by Anton.
Yeah. So then we made sure they left safely. Then I've got a bullet point here, stupid fucking rock snake.
You did have the joy of exterminating said rock snake, though.
But not a single person hit a full weapon.
Hey, I can give you a blow by blow of the combat.
No, all that was needed was a flaming spear into the general vicinity of it. So then we explored more rooms. We came across a very bad smelling bed chamber.
A couple of them. There is one room we haven't looked at because it smelled of animal waste. And Morrigan went, nope, and shut the door.
Hmm?
Well, technically you looked at it, it had animal waste.
I smelt it.
So yeah, Bradshaw and Chauvel have now become the new Sherlock and Watson. We're still fighting over who's taking what role.
No. Chauvel's Watson.
No.
That one.
Last time I remember, Chauvel made a better role than you, so I'm now the Sherlock and you are now the Watson.
I'll give it to you this session, but we'll change it around later.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. So we came across a room with a lizard. Calcrix made friends with said lizard. Lizard coughed up a shield, Korean magical. Oh yeah, and as all party members bypassed the bad smelling room, Anton found a room with a larger creature noise under the staircase, I think, which is where we've ended last
There was
session.
a large creature snoring from a large creature. My money's on a giant or maybe an ogre.
We were heading in that direction where we ended, and we do have, at some point, to investigate a shield, a dagger, and a baton. And we picked up a magical weapon, which is a razor burst plus one sword.
Yeah.
You missed out on the bit when, just after you killed, first of all, you all left Calprix alone, which with what could have possibly been a stronger person, a stronger, big, bad, evil person in the room. Fortunately, she didn't go down the stairs. Then when she raced up to catch up to you guys to make friends with the little baby rock snake that the group told her about, she found out that you guys had crushed the little baby rock snake into nothingness.
I think it got
No, we
incinerated by a
we
flaming
incinerated
spear,
it.
actually.
Well,
We burnt it to a crisp
look,
with a flaming
I
ball.
wasn't being literal.
After trying to shatter it.
I was just being metaphorical in the sense that it was a rock snake, and I felt the word that's how Calcrix's hopes were crushed of having a new little pet. Then she ran off crying to be alone because she wanted to pet the snake, and it was doing only minor damage.
Chauvel, do you
Yeah,
have a
minor
view on
damage. Are
that?
you sure
Do
about
you have a
that?
view on that,
Oh, come
Chauvel?
on,
60
Chauvel's always
points.
telling us how powerful she is.
60 points of damage.
Stupid freaking rock snake.
So she ran off down to the other corridor and started investigating there, which is where she found her
The lizard.
lizard and the shield. And then believe also Bradshaw found a sword,
Yep.
which Calcrix is hoping, or did try to convince him that there was a dragonborn of Earth orientation that could greatly use it in the Monday Night Redrian group, and I'm pretty sure the Razorburst sword, once Bradshaw realised that he could not offer it up to his god because he did not make it, he was happy to donate it towards the cause of one of Redrian's other groups and this Dragonborn. Is that right?
I think that was a discussion in progress.
Yeah, I think that is the discussion in progress.
I think once we get out of here, we will discuss it, I think.
Yeah.
But then in
yes,
the
we
end,
have a
I think we
dragon
discovered
board.
a few
Very
more
useful.
other rooms while Calcrix was identifying the sword. So there was a kitchen covered in mold that someone caused a gust of wind to then kick up mold spores.
I wanted to
And
clean the place. Leave me alone. I'm not used to buildings.
Have that go down the party's windpipe and see how that goes.
I'm not used to enclosed spaces.
So we found another set of stairs going down. So there's 2 sets of stairs going down.
That's right, yeah.
But we were heading towards the ones behind the secret door because we
Yes,
were
when
afraid.
we heard the large creature noise.
Well, there was something that happened that was going to wake up the large creature.
Yeah, Anton, who likes making big noises, who promised
we-
us
No,
the
don't
door
like-
quiet,
Oh, that's right. We bashed the door down.
made a big noise.
Yeah. And there was also an outstanding issue. Do you still want to cast Identify on the 3 magic items we found?
Yeah, I was told to wait until after we found out what the big bad was downstairs. Although I have a feeling, in true GM style, Martin gave us these items upstairs before we go downstairs because they might help us downstairs, but we don't know that.
Literally, the line I finish off with is finishing 2 stairs down behind the secret door. So that's where we were heading.
Heading the stairs through the secret door.
Now, the secret door had an exit. Is it then a corridor or
Well, the secret door had a stairwell going down.
going down? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
And I really hope we don't need any of these items to help us with what's downstairs.
Well, we can take a few
Well,
minutes for you to cast
fine.
It
Identify.
would be
That
30
that
minutes.
was not the opinion last time. I don't know if the GM will allow us to go back.
As long as it's not a bigger rock snake.
It could well be.
I do like the suggestion.
Well,
Apparently, the fire
Calcrix-
snake on Wednesday was not intentional.
Calcrix did find out that the rock snake in your room was the little one, which is why she was so upset to find out that it was killed, because she viewed it as a baby rock snake.
And GM has made note. Party suggested bigger rock snake.
Oh,
Thanks, Cheval.
I think the bigger rock snake was on the cards already based on...
Sorry, I don't have Dominate
Well-
Beast on me at the moment.
Well, I suppose if you look at it this way, a bigger rock snake is a bigger pet for a Calcrix, so it might work
It
out
doesn't
well.
work on monstrosities.
Oh, okay.
Beast
That's right.
doesn't dominate.
Dominate Beast does not work on monstrosities.
Oh, it's
No, it
Dominate
doesn't.
Monster, isn't it?
Yep.
Which is a 5th or
And-
7th.
Or if it's an elemental.
I think it's 7th because I'm
Both
sure-
Calcrix and Calcrix's player is noting that Martin just told Rhiannon that Dominate
remember
Beast
what
does not
order we're
work
going
on
down the stairs,
monstrosities.
8th level Dominate Monsters. Wow.
8th level. So I have Dominate Person and Dominate Beast. I currently cannot cast Dominate Monster.
Oh.
That's okay. I'm sure Anton can just intimidate instead.
No,
Put the helmet on.
The helmet stays in the bag.
But it's so
I don't
useful,
know. I
I'm
do
sure.
have some very nice spells with my new charm.
Okay, so who is going down the corridor first?
Well, I think
Me,
are we
me.
doing the identifier? Yes or no?
No.
And then we'll.
Cheval asked Calcrix to leave it until after we investigated downstairs.
So
I asked Calcrix if she wanted to continue with the party downstairs, if the party's consensus is that we want to stop and identify all the
It only takes a few minutes, but it does cost
10
Calcrix.
minutes,
10 minutes
and
per-
depending on what level she's trying to get it at, a bunch of hit points.
Yeah, I know. That's the bunch of hit points I'm
No,
worried about,
I-
not the
Well,
times.
Calcrix is
You're a
Calcrix.
full-
No,
yeah,
minus 1 identify. Calcrix is tank.
You've reduced your hit points by 15 and you've got 6 damage.
Okay.
So minus 21 off your normal.
So it's a question of
182 minus 21.
it's a question of whether or not you want to take any more damage or just save it till later and we go down the stairs.
What's the mathematics / calculations for doing?
What is it? 182 minus 21, was it?
Yeah. So 182 minus 21 is like
161.
Currently have a calculator, just 173 is the max. We'll have to figure out if I've missed something.
That's just what I've got. I wrote on
No,
my.
you, because that's what I had, and then you said you had higher.
Yeah, so I wrote down
I
the
must have done
correct
something
number
wrong
on
on
my.
Oh, we'll get it later.
You ticked me
82 minus 21 is 61. So 186,
Yep.
161.
Sorry. Maximum hit points is 180. Sorry.
Okay, so 159.
Yeah. So 159 at the
So there's
moment.
another 7 that I've missed from somewhere.
Quick question, Martin.
Yep.
With spells in this, do we have to prepare which ones are you using?
Yes, you have to. You have a set number of spells you can do of a day, which as a paladin, I will have to look up because it is rather specific.
I've got them all. I've got all however many I can use per day.
It's not per day. It's how much you can actually prepare.
Yeah.
Because your daily and your preparation are different values.
Yes.
I'm just not exactly sure where my
Well,
book is.
cool for Herald, it's you compare a number of spells equal to your charisma modifier
It could
plus
be
half
Harry's
your
spell.
Herald level.
Well,
That's Herald.
That's
though.
because Herald
They-
is a
he is
half
Herald.
caster.
Okay, so the 12th level, that's 6 plus your charisma modifier.
Oh, so I can prepare
That's your apples.
13 spells
It sounds about right.
in each level?
No,
No.
total.
Oh,
It's 13 total. They can all be maximum level. They can all be minimum level. You choose what they are.
Gotcha.
So, like, for me, I can prepare 19 because it's 12 plus my wisdom modifier.
Mhm.
And then there will be some that you get automatically from subtype, I believe.
Yeah. So there's some, like, say Hildren has a number, her ranger spells are automatic, and some of her cleric spells, because of her archetype, are always prepared and not counted.
And I believe as a ranger you learn like a sorcerer, so you...
Yeah, they're always prepared.
Yeah.
So I was being lazy and just asking how does the identify work in terms of reducing my hit points? Do you know what the formula is?
Mhm.
Take your time.
5 times the level of the ritual you're casting.
So if I do it at level 4, it's 20 hit points.
Mhm.
We do know that, I think we knew that all of them were uncommon, so the 15 was what you'd need.
Yep.
So it was a level 3 ritual.
So, 15 per item, which would be
Another
45
30.
points. Is that correct?
It's just the... Oh, no, there is 3 more. There's the shield, dagger, and baton, so it'll be 45 hit points,
Yeah, that's it.
which would take you down to...
What notes did you take of the shield? I know the sword we got a lot of information on. We don't need to do that probably.
We know nobody can, but an earth aspected can
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Isn't Zal Earth aspected though?
No, I am
Anton is Earth aspected.
Earth and Air.
Sorry.
No,
This is
Earth
right.
and... Sorry, Air and Dark, I think, isn't it?
That is correct, you changed from
Yeah,
Earth
Anton
to Air.
is.
Yeah.
Earth
But
is-
I don't have proficiency in swords, so I'd be just, it'd be stupid
Bradshaw's probably the
for
only
me.
one who can hold it, guys.
Yeah.
Bradshaw's Earth.
But
So-
Bradshaw does prefer Whelm, but in this case,
I don't know about the baton, because that wasn't there when we did the first Arcana check.
Yep.
The shield was earth aspected and fine quality, so that's uncommon, so you would need to do a level 3 ritual, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
The dagger is also earth aspected and fine quality, so again, that should be level 3 identify, isn't it, Martin?
Mm-hmm.
The baton we picked up while you were while you identified the sword, so we don't know anything about that one yet.
Well, we could examine it now with detect magic. I don't know, how did we work out was the earth aspect? I can't remember.
Arcana check.
Arcana check.
What was the symbology on it?
Thinking
Oh, symbology on it. Okay, what's the symbology we can see on the baton?
Well, you didn't have any symbology on the baton. It was just silver. You
Okay.
had symbology on the shield and the longsword and dagger.
So it's just a magic baton. It may not be anything particularly
We
important.
don't even know that it's magic.
Oh no, it did detect for magic.
Oh yeah, it did, didn't it?
Thinking this through, they all seem to be earth aspected things, which we've got limited uses for, Anton and Bradshaw. Anton could probably use a shield if he wanted to.
No, I don't have proficiency in shields either.
Maybe a baton.
I could use a baton.
You could use a baton,
Or a
but
dagger.
not the dagger. Oh, so you could use the dagger. So the dagger's probably worth doing identify on. If we're facing something particularly earth aspected that we needed protection or, extra damage for, is there one that Bradshaw would likely use? Would he use a shield if he needed it?
Extra damage against earth aspected would be me and Zal, wouldn't it?
Oh, okay. So,
we're air
so my brain's
aspected.
got it the wrong way around.
So air is the balance to earth.
Okay.
So if Zal or I touched any of these, we would possibly get hit harder. They would definitely be
Yeah,
hit.
Siobhan
In
got
terms of
hurt
the
by it,
setting,
so
air is the opposition to earth.
Earth.
Fire and water are the balance.
Okay.
So the adjacent is considered the balancing. The opposite is the opposer.
And all of
That's
our
what I meant.
trials so far have been about balancing everything out. Like, everything to do with the Master has been about finding a balance between elements.
So yeah, like the one that's likely to hit harder would be me and Zal because we're air aspected.
Yeah.
But we're also likely to get. I don't know. We don't. We don't have.
You guys got
Yeah,
damage
the-
from this weapon, so didn't you?
I haven't touched
The taking extra damage bit has been removed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So considering
get to
that
do
you are
fun things
both
with lightning.
air aspected, how about we try a finger touchy and see if they hurt you?
I mean, I can.
And then if they don't hurt you and you can use them, then it's worth maybe it's worth putting the hit points into identifying what they do.
I think
Am I
Zal has
making
more hit
sense?
points than Morrigan. Yes, it does.
No, I think Zal.
I'm sorry, did I
Zal
hear
got-
that right?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone has lower hit points than me.
What's your hit points?
78.
Oh wow! I thought you were a cleric.
Cleric
I am.
Yes.
Should
always-
technically- So it should technically be 81, I believe.
No, I do beat that.
Hand up! Calcrit's
Really?
touchy. She's got air. Does it
No, but
hurt?
I'm not just cleric though, and I'm pretty sure the wizard's hit point pool is smaller than cleric as well, which is why
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
like
low.
a
Yeah.
big fall.
No, it isn't.
Calcrit's got
D6.
touchy, all the air stuff, and the
Okay.
Has it changed with the level up stuff?
It has, yes.
Okay, well that because I haven't updated Zal, this is the kind of things that I haven't updated. I really need to set a weekend.
Come
aside
over
to just
on a
come over.
Saturday and I will help.
you sound far too
Saturdays
excited.
are usually not great days for us.
Or Sunday.
Sundays are better.
Depends when Martin's available.
This Sunday we're
Might have some board games with people
oh
on this
okay
Sunday.
cool all right. No, not this Sunday. Apparently we might have some more
But
games.
not this Sunday. I don't play board games if they're playing board games. Anyway, we're digressing.
I was gonna say,
Yes, I
board
need to
games
fix my
sounds fun.
character up. It is evidently clear that lots of things are wrong. Anyway, no, Zal is the squishiest man in the party, and
Okay.
It needs help.
I had assumed that I was the squishiest, but okay.
Calcrix has got air. She's got air, so she can just touchy everything
touch and see
what
if it
happens.
hurts.
She says to Eep, I'm thinking breezy thoughts, and Eep blows at Calcrix to give her, like, even though she doesn't have hair, to give her, like, that windswept, panting look.
While making all your frills move.
Do any of the air items hurt?
Yes, Josh?
Just to help and with some hit points.
Mm-hmm.
When you level up, it's half +1 plus con.
Technically,
Or
yes.
half.
It's half +1.
Half +1 plus con.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay.
And if it's multi-class, it's dependent on that class.
Yeah.
Though I have given her full hit points for each class at first level. Because
Okay.
if you take multiple classes, you're screwed in so many ways.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay,
I
that
still
makes
love
sense.
Hildred,
I
but
can do
yes.
that then.
What are we saying? 81. Well, just say that for now anyway.
Well, if you have a look at the website for Zal, you'll see it has it calculated all up there.
Okay, thanks.
Because GM actually made it work in the background.
It's
Woohoo!
been doing lots of fun things for us.
Thank you.
I need to bring over more things that you'll eat.
So I appreciate that.
Okay, so you touch the items, nothing bad happens to you.
Okay.
Do you touch all of them and nothing bad happens to you?
I
Yes.
assume that was yes, because
Calcrix touches everything.
now the hard thing is getting him back from Calcrix because there is a silver baton, a nice looking shield, a nice looking sword,
I already got a
a
shield.
nice looking dagger.
I got a shield, so I'm good. No, I don't use weapons really, unless I have to. I'll do identify on the. I'll go for the dagger as being something that people might be able to use.
Okay,
Generally, I'll do
so
that first.
that will be a Arcana check for you.
Can we help at all, or is it just Calcrix?
Right. So I'm doing an
No,
Arcana
would you
check
count
with
it?
an identify.
Well,
That is your.
That is the- how you-
I'll keep watch at the secret door while she's doing this.
While this is happening, can I do the fun thing that Sean did to us just to see what people say?
Which fun things?
Click sense.
19.
So being the culture I've got,
19.
Grove kept. Living in the grove gives you an innate sense for social structures and pecking orders. After you speak with a group for at least 1 minute, you can use an action to make either an insight or persuasion check opposed by the group's deception check. On a success, I learn the following information. Who is the leader? Who's at the bottom of the hierarchy?
Yeah.
Who's close-knit, if the group is close-knit or loosely associated, and if any members are romantically or carnally interested in each other.
Well,
Just 'cause
I
Morgan
can answer
would
most
get-
of those questions.
Just because Morrigan would get bored.
Okay, so would you like to answer for Morrigan? Starting with Anton.
Which question we're answering?
Who's the leader? Who's at the bottom?
Calcrix is the leader. No one's at the bottom.
Are you close-knit or loosely associated?
Somewhere in the middle.
And which members are romantically or carnally interested in each other?
So is
I don't know. There's this tension between Cheval and Zal that's never been resolved.
We're technically cousins, so no.
Dagger.
No, we don't make that point wildly no, but just for like metagaming.
Feuding cousins, I think they
You
are.
do know that we're cousins.
Yes, I know
Feuding
your cousins.
cousins.
It doesn't stop some cousins, just ask the United States.
What does it mean?
Yeah, I know, but Zal is
Cheval also killed Zal's parents.
yeah. There's kind of that trauma there as well. Thanks for the reminder.
So are there any other viewpoints than leader is Calcrix, nobody's at the bottom, you guys are vaguely associated, and there are no other romantic or carnal interests
If
in the group?
Calcrix wasn't doing an Arcana check, she'd be going, Sal's the leader!
And yes, it looks like Eve has some sort of desire for the rest of the party.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
there you go.
Eve is definitely
You
has
can't
that.
actually tell what sort of desire it is, but hey, it might be friendly, it might be homicidal, it's hard to tell.
I find it interesting. I find it.
I really hope it's the former and that we're one big happy family to eat, but you never know.
I love that.
As long as Calcris calls you family, you're not food.
I love that Calcrix is accepted as the leader, and nobody's at the bottom of the hierarchy. There's always someone at the bottom of a hierarchy.
That would be Chocobo.
I was about to say, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think Chocobo's at the bottom. But if it's not obvious, we are not organised enough to have a bottom.
Yeah, I was going to say, Calric sees everyone as equal, but she does probably consider our leader.
I think Wednesday proved that Cetus is the bottom of that party. Sorry. One of our characters became Tentacle Man and gave one of the bard, a nice view of his arse.
Okay. So, you do your what was your identifier result?
Okay, so 19 plus intelligence, which is 3, I believe.
Which is enough to get you
22?
your...
You probably have proficiency as well.
Well,
Arcana, plus 4.
Arcana, actually, I do. So does that make it 7?
You're 26 in total, yeah.
Yeah, 26, okay.
Okay, so you identify it as a dagger plus 2 demonic weapon.
Demonic?
Yeah.
Do I know what that means?
No. But it will hit things a lot harder.
So it's a plus 2 demonic weapon.
Let me just have a look up at what the spell says, so if there's something else I need to tell you. Okay.
So...
I assume you'd need to attune it to get the full value of it.
Repressing ADHD for Mark to finish looking up information. Still repressing. It's kind of like processing, but
Do
it's
you
called
need more
repressing.
food? Do you need more food to help repress?
I'm trying to teach myself to lose space.
Help! I'm being repressed. Come see the violence inherent in the system.
Yep.
The kids can quote that. They haven't seen Holy Grail yet.
They have to see Holy Grail. It's part of anyone's cultural
Again,
education.
Jeremy won't let me because of the nun scene.
Oh, is that...
He doesn't want to answer questions. I'm like, it's okay. They won't get it. They won't ask questions.
Exactly.
Oh god, every time you say Jeremy, you mean Remy.
Yes, sorry.
And I just say Drachnima Dimitri.
Sorry, I really have to remember to call him Remy over here.
And my brain just does this little sort of crazy explosion every time while it tries to figure it all out.
I have to remember to call him
I'm
Remy
like,
over
why
here.
does Jeremy care if your kids quote Holy Grail?
Okay, so what you know of a demonic weapon is you can make it into any weapon you want by touching that weapon. And that it gives you a plus 2 to attack and damage rolls.
Do I know if there's any, like I know some weapons carry curses from my experience. Do I have any idea about whether a demonic weapon is more likely to carry some kind of bad thing? Player uses the word curse, Calcrich uses the word bad stuff can sometimes happen when you use the weapon. It bites you back.
And unfortunately, Identify can't tell you if it's cursed.
Okay, no, that's fine. So I'm wary of it because it's demonic.
It certainly sounds like a Dark Earth cult weapon.
Yes. So that's minus 15 of my hit points. Alright, and then we've got a shield and a baton.
Mm-hmm.
Having found out that this is a demonic weapon and that it should be used with caution, I'm going to cast on the other two weapons because I think that it's important. So Arcana again?
Well, you've already cast it on the sword.
Yeah, no, it's the shield and the button.
Shield and the baton.
Okay.
So do I roll each time?
You would roll each time.
Okay, so we'll just say shield just to make it clear. Okay, 17 plus 3 and 4. So 2 plus 7. Can someone add up 17 plus 7 for me?
24.
Thank you.
Thank you. My brain was hurting. I haven't slept since the day before yesterday.
Oh,
My brain
okay.
That
hurts.
reminds me, I forgot to do my son's maths fluency. Oh well.
Okay, so after casting it on the shield, you understand the shield is of a higher rarity.
Oh, okay. Powerful item.
You did tell me fine, but okay.
And I'm guessing because of the 24 rather than a 26, I don't get any other information.
You don't get any other information. No.
Okay. And then I will try on the baton. Okay. That's 15 plus 7 is 22.
Okay. You've determined that it is an immovable rod that you twist to activate.
Oh, mine!
I told you the dragon was going to claim the silver baton.
Okay.
So is it worth redoing the shield and seeing if we at a higher level, or?
What are your hit points like now?
So
She's already reduced to maximum by 60.
Okay.
yeah, so
And that would be another 20. No,
Minus-
sorry, not another 20, another
15.
25.
Oh, 25, yeah. Yeah.
It would take you down under 100.
81 is what I've got it reduced down by. I've got 45 plus 21.
With 6
no,
damage.
Oh, with 6 damage.
So 10, 20, 30.
So it would be
Hey,
Hey, Mark, while this is
66
all going on, can I just listen to the corridor to make sure nothing's...
Yeah. I want to stand in guard at the secret door.
Yeah, while this, I'm just a bit worried that after we break the door that we might have visitors. So, makes sense.
I'm hoping we will
So I'm at
actually.
114.
This is my one character
Um,
that doesn't.
I
Okay,
will
that was
stay at 114. It is enough to know that the shield is a higher rarity. I'm happy to carry it on my back or offer for someone else to carry it. I will warn people that it could be demonic.
We wouldn't be able to attune it anyway.
Yeah, and I will ask if there's any objections to me holding onto the baton.
No.
Genuinely, even though Calcrix's brain went shiny.
I'm an Air Genasi, have no issue.
Nobody else wants it?
No.
Okay. And then
Well, I don't think anyone else is going to try to claim it now that you said, mine!
Sorry, what was that item?
it's an immovable baton.
Movable rod.
Movable baton.
Rod. Sorry.
Rod.
Movable rod. Sorry.
Oh, what? It's a magic witching staff.
Now, what a movable rod does is when it's set, it can't be moved, so you can hang it in
Yeah.
midair.
Calcrix
You can
is
do a
one
strength
I'll
check
have to
first.
say,
She
now
wants-
that Calcrix is identified, does that mean that Calcrix is stuck because of the immovable rod? It can't be moved.
I believe the way it works is you have to purposefully place it.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah,
I-
no, look.
He's trying to use language as a weapon.
I can't see your face, I can't tell. I need the eye.
But it would have been very funny that you found a cursed item that if you identify it, it just makes you stuck.
Yeah.
I think we're ready to go downstairs.
Yeah.
Unless somebody
yeah.
wants to investigate a stinky room.
Didn't we have a shield?
Yes, so the shield, I didn't roll high enough. So we just
Okay.
know that it's rarer than
You
uncommon.
didn't cast a spell high enough.
Right, I didn't cast
So it's at least a rare
well,
level
I'll
item.
just leave it shield not identified.
And she was just going to carry that on her back for now. And then, unless you wanted it unidentified?
I don't think I would be able to.
No, I don't think anyone can. Rhiannon was saying you'd have to attune.
Like, to actually use it, you'd have to get... Like, you could use it and something might happen, but to get the full value of it, you need to have it attuned.
So yeah, she's just gonna put that on her back for now.
Mm-hmm.
And can she ask Valen to take temporary custody of the dagger without invoking its power? Is that possible?
Rachel?
No,
She asks Valen that.
He tries to pick it up and it burns him.
Oh, well, okay. No for Valen. She can touch it though, without... Okay, and does it do anything when she touches it?
No.
She's gonna stick that in her belt for now, and try and do more magic on it later.
If you cast Identify as a scroll,
Mm-hmm.
does it take the ritual stuff?
Well, if you cast as a scroll, it's either prepared as a first, a third, a fifth.
I'm thinking you my bouquet of wisdom.
Then it's always the first.
Okay, so it won't do anything anyway. Alright.
It will tell you that it is either a common or a higher rarity, but you can do multiple flowers to cast it as a higher level.
No, I don't want to use up all my bouquet.
No, not until we find out what's snoring downstairs.
My money's on a giant.
My money's on Mum.
Mum,
I have
okay.
a pretty
Mother
little
Rock's
hair
name.
clip that has flowers, like a group of 7 flowers.
Yep.
And what was my other hair clip? Oh, it was the mask.
Yeah.
So I have
Okay,
a
so who actually found the dagger?
I did.
Anton.
Okay. All good to know.
So yeah, dagger on belt, shield on back for now.
That's right, I have you noted down as finding it, that's good to know.
You might end up with the dagger regardless.
I
because
know.
it's a demonic weapon.
Well, he serves a demonic entity.
It also sounds like another part of the Dark Knight set.
Well, Calrix is considering seeing whether or not Eve will mind it, because she's worried about it. I don't know if that's a good idea.
I'm sure giving Eve a stabby weapon is not bad for anyone's health.
It would be under the condition that she's just minding it to keep it safe. And to keep us safe from whatever demonic thing it's attached to. Because...
Can I just say, I'm not, you can't see me, but I'm shaking my head every time you say any word about Eve. So I just thought I'll just let you know that given a demonic dagger to a creature which may or may not be homicidal, I don't know if it's a good or bad. I'm pretty sure it's a bad thing, just personally, but yeah.
Hey, you don't mind me walking around with a scythe.
Eve starts staring at Bradshaw intently.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just considering whether or not that would keep me safe from the demons. Because I hear demonic weapon when I do the identify, and I'm like, ooh, this has got demons
All you know
attached to it, and I find that scary.
All you know is that I'm a fae and I ran with the wild hunt. The thing is that the wild hunt has both light fae and dark fae in it.
Yeah, magical stuff. Bradshaw doesn't understand. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you put these kind of things in bags of holding, or no?
Possibly.
Okay.
If it has a sheath, but if it doesn't have a sheath, that's not a good idea.
Well, it's just on her belt. It might end up on your belt.
Are we ready to go downstairs?
Yes.
Bradshaw's happy to go. Bradshaw's happy to go first.
I think Bradshaw's good to go
Morgan's
first.
been sitting on the floor petting Taryn.
Could we send my orb of sensing, true sight? My orb that can see lots of things and can go ahead of us and tell us what's in front?
How obvious is it?
Unobvious. It's a small ball that floats and has an eye in it.
Okay. I give you the benefit of the doubt.
You
I'll
could
wait
go
for your-
next, but I can see ahead.
You can see it to his forehead, so you can see as if through his eyes.
Am I right in saying that it's actually quite a narrow passageway and we have to go single file, or can we go double file?
You'll have to go single file down the
Single
stairs.
file, okay.
Yeah.
The
That's why Bradshaw offered to go first. To
floaty
provide
eye
some
thing
protection
has
to
true
everyone else.
sight, doesn't it?
Mhm.
If I put the...
You don't have, it automatically
it
has
automatically has true
Yes.
sight. Okay.
So you don't have to actually cast it.
Because it can see secret, hidden, and invisible things.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say the other thing I could do is summon my familiar. I wouldn't mind bringing
Oh,
Hudson
Bradshaw
out.
can do
To
the
be
same
honest,
thing.
I'm surprised
Check it out.
Chocobo isn't blinking himself.
I don't know what
Right down
Chocobo is
there.
doing right now.
I'm
No
not
one knows what
suggesting-
Chocobo is doing, that's the fun part.
Taryn is next to me.
Yeah, no.
Has Chocobo been able to master
Didn't I say
scent
last session that I told Chocobo to stay next to me, or
You did.
else?
But then the all else is always interesting.
Yeah.
Have you checked to see if Chocobo is standing next to you?
Is Chocobo standing next to me?
He has not been for some time.
Yeah, I've noticed that we haven't seen him for a long time.
You don't, last time you remembered him being next to you was before you encountered the rock snake.
Just so you know, I have written a note saying Chocobo has fucked off once again.
I don't
Language, Chevelle, language.
I don't think Chocobo can do any harm here.
Don't say that.
He's either making friends with
Please
that
don't make those kind
that
of comments.
basilisk we saw earlier, or he's pretending to be a statue. Can I do a perception roll to see if I can see my bird?
Sure.
You're probably not a bird at the moment.
Even charge my dice to the. Alright, we're starting off the afternoon really well.
Non-flashy dice.
Well, flashy dice that rolled a 19. 23.
Okay, no, you don't see your bird anywhere, but you do see a left severed leg.
Okay. Is that one of the bandits?
Possibly.
Okay. Well,
Is that the bandits that we let go?
They're not bandits.
They're deserters.
They are
The
citizens
people, the people who were innocent.
Cultists.
No, they're conscientious objectors.
I think this.
Cultists.
I think they're deserters, but I don't hold that against them.
bandits.
The
Yeah,
8
true.
Mormons.
Are we worried? I could send Taryn to
I
find
am worried.
Chocobo.
Calcrick's
By
liked
the time
the,
it's all decided, Rachel's starting to walk down the stairs by now. He's got frustrated, okay? So just let you know.
Calcrick's is
So he's
worried,
starting to walk
but
downstairs.
we can't do
I
anything about
think
that.
I think we're a bit late if we're worried about those deserters.
The investigative duo are going.
Yeah. So Bradshaw, Cheval, the detective team are probably heading down there now.
Morgan's staying by Calcrax.
Okay, so Bradshaw and Chevelle get to make a perception roll based on scent.
Based on scent.
Scent.
Oh, hang on. I've got something for this.
Scent as in nose.
Yes.
We're not sipping rocks, Bradshaw.
And not looking in this time either.
What's Wilm got? Wilm had something. No, that's supernatural. Okay, don't worry about that. Oh, he did not die. Okay. Perception, eh? So that's,
Really should have let me send Taryn down first.
Where is it?
Well, my true sight
Where is it?
has gone ahead, but it can't smell. I don't
25, I think.
That sounds pretty
I don't know
good.
if I'm trained in perception or not. I don't think I've got it recorded here.
That'll be a 23 for Cheval.
Mm-hmm. And for
I've got a
Bradshaw,
26. Oh, 25, sorry. Yeah.
okay, so the two of you get a reek of animal waste mixed with foul body odor as you're going down the stairs.
There's a bit of a theme here. Everywhere it stinks.
It means that whatever's down there has been eating things and then leaving the bodies
Yeah.
to rot.
Just be happy you didn't roll a natural 20.
But yes, the place stinks, but there's a foul odor.
And as you get to the bottom, the perception also gets to the bottom.
Yep.
As the three of you see, it is a... you all have dark vision, don't you?
I
Yep.
do.
Yep.
Well, it doesn't matter if Yodri has it because the statement was only two going down at the time.
Has
Oh,
Yodri
that's
joined the party yet?
Calcrick's is...
Well, everyone else is upstairs where it's still got light.
No,
Because Caltrice has sent the orb down.
she said it up front, but she was following behind.
You normally can't move at the same time as
Can't
sending
I?
it, no.
Oh, okay, alright.
Because you use it as a scouting thing.
Okay, well...
Has
okay.
Yodri joined the
Then
party
I'm
yet?
at the top of the
I
stairs.
believe Yodri will be joining the party at the top area. Just trying to find out if Chevelle can actually see in the dark.
Yes, I can. Sorry, I was just trying to catch up on notes.
All good. It's all good to check these things because, hey, describing what you can see and then go, hey, you're blind isn't always a great way to do it. Okay, so you see the floor is fitted with flagstones that are mostly clean. 4 equidistant stone pillars with a 5th in the center support the ceiling, although it still sags in places. In the northeast corner of the room is a pile of furs and other fabrics. Nearby rests a battered wooden chest, its lid closed. And you see a rather large pile of flesh lying on the furs.
So it's a flesh snake or monster.
As you stealthily clomp into the room,
Does it wake?
you see the largest head, almost as big as Bradshaw, rise over the mound of flesh.
Oh.
And the rest of the body rise up to about 10-15 feet in height.
Sounding like a giant.
And it bellows out in a very echoing tone in Alphatian.
Oh,
Alphatian.
okay. I don't speak
Oh,
Alphatian.
okay, not dry. Okay.
Calcrix understands Alphatian.
I know you do.
Yeah, and you.
Zal
Can I
also
hear?
knows Alphatian.
Does Bradshaw or Chauvel understand Alphatian?
Yes, Chauvel has Alphatian.
I don't. Bradshaw doesn't. He's just got dwarf.
Okay, Bradshaw just hears it bellowing a strange, weird tongue.
So is this a giant, did you say?
A creature of
A
about
creature, yep.
15 feet in height.
Is it humanoid or something
Okay.
else?
Humanoid.
So, giant!
And
Yeah, I know Giant Martin if you need, if that helps at all. Then I'm sure.
No.
it's not using giant. I did say the
Okay,
language.
cool. That's fine. Yeah, that's
And
fair enough.
Chauvel hears it bellow challenge.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
While we are considering what
As he
that
told
is,
Bradshaw, that's the thing.
The rest of us hear this?
The rest of you hear the floor beneath you shake with the word challenge in Alphatian.
We don't understand the word challenge, but they go downstairs and suddenly there's this loud thing and a rumbling. I take off downstairs. I've got no idea what's going on, but it doesn't sound good.
how big is the room?
Calcrix will also
Is it
head
stealth?
downstairs with everyone
Yeah, it
else.
is roughly 40 by 40 feet.
We're all heading downstairs.
Okay.
I said I'm sticking with Calcrix.
So I'm going to
Calcrix
then
moves
ask for initiative because we have...
Very good.
Oh, yeah.
We found the big bad. It's
And
big and it's
Did we
bad.
enter the north, south, east, or west side?
You're
I think
entering
there's
in the
Bradshaw
western
Mountain.
side. Give me a sec as I set up my initiative tracker.
That's okay, man. It's all good.
I don't always expect combat, but hey, it happens. And so what was Bradshaw's?
15.
Okay, what was Calcrix's?
What do we add to initiative?
Add your perception,
Perception.
which will be 10 plus
Come back around to
wisdom.
me.
Okay, so what was Morrigan's?
I haven't rolled yet.
What was Anton's?
Can I use listening?
You can use listening.
I got to 26, I think, or 27. Just check.
What was your trees while Anton's checking?
Okay.
28, actually.
Oh my god. That's a 38. I think it was it.
If
No,
I
30.
have,
No, 30. Yeah, 36. No,
35, you said?
no 36.
36, okay.
if I have a expertise dice on a skill, but I get an expertise dice for specialization, does that just jump it up?
If you got a specialization and a skill, it becomes a d6 instead of a d4.
Well, it would be D8 because I've got a D6 already.
Does it start at d6?
Yep.
I thought they normally started at d4.
No, I've got 2 expertise
Two,
dice
okay.
in perception, and then listening or scent, I can add another.
Okay, then it will be d8. And what was Chauvel's?
24.
What was Zal's?
Dirty 20.
was Calcrix's?
28, because it would be my 17 plus 11.
Yep. Okay.
I'm adding things up.
And what was Morgan's?
33.
Okay, so Yodri. Apparently you're first. What does Yodri do?
So I hear a roar in Alphatian saying, challenge.
Do you understand challenge?
Do you understand initiative?
Did
Not initiative.
you?
Alphatian.
Yeah, do you understand?
No, I just hear a roar in Alphatian and go, what the fuck was that? I just realised, no, I do not understand Alphatian.
Then what do you
What's-
do?
No,
What was your
what's the horseman's language?
28.
The
Ethengaran, isn't it?
horseman is Ethengarian, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was getting confused. Okay. I am going to go down the. Oh. Can I actually weave through everybody's legs?
You can pass through other people's squares unless they say they block you.
Okay. Yep, so I am going to.
When it's initiative like that, though, we couldn't block, could we? Like,
Technically, you can say we're not letting anyone past,
okay, yeah.
but they have to state that they're not letting anyone pass.
I'm not going to block someone's initiative if they've got the first initiative, but it's good to know.
So yes, you're heading down. Are you spending your action to move as well? Because you can't move down on your standard movement.
How far are the stairs?
Well, that one, no one actually no one counted.
So what's Yodri's movement speed?
Mine's 25. So I am going to go down there to, if I'm able to get down to the lead of the, was it Bradshaw's down there, wasn't it?
Bradshaw and Chauvel are down at the bottom steps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll try to see if I can get up to them.
Are you doing your action as a move?
Yes.
Okay, so with doing your move and your action move, you're still on the stairwell. You cannot see Bradshaw or Chauvel.
Jeez, still, it's more than 50 feet.
Okay.
My movement 40, I think.
Damn these tiny legs.
Okay, so that brings us to Morrigan.
I am running down.
Okay. As Calcrix was standing next to the stairwell, they all have at least 10 feet to add before they get to the stairs.
Yep. There's nothing else. I
What is Morrigan's movement?
30.
Mm-hmm. 30 doesn't get you down to the bottom of the stairs.
No.
That puts you 10
If I
feet
get
in front of
60,
Yodri.
10 feet behind Yodri.
Oh, behind Yodri. Oh,
Or 20 feet behind Yodri.
yeah, sorry, I'm adding in
if I get 60
Mm-hmm.
and Taryn's beside me, he gets 40 feet of movement, so he would be able to. Oh, but that's not going to work anyway. So he's beside me, I can't get him to blink as well as run 60 feet. Well, yeah, I've run 60. I don't have a dash action or anything.
Okay, at 60 feet, you're not to the end of the stairs.
I'm not there yet.
Oh, but you've gone down 50 feet. Okay, Anton,
I'll just take off down the stairs, get as far as I can.
how far can you move?
30.
So double move?
Yep.
Okay, that puts you at
I'll have
45 feet
Prosper
down.
with me, but I won't send him ahead.
Because Morrigan's at 50 and Yodri's at 40, so you have to stop where there's a space.
Oh, in the middle between them?
Yep. You're the juicy center. Which brings us to Calcrix.
How does haste work in this situation?
Okay.
Can Calcrix get down the stairs?
Calcrix had shrunk herself when she was in here.
Okay.
Haste does give you a bonus to move, I think. But you take an action to cast it.
Range is 30 feet. One creature, me.
Your
I
speed
can
is
target
doubled.
one additional creature for each slot level above third. All targets of this spell must be within 30 feet of each other. Until the spell ends, the target's speed is doubled and gains a +2 bonus to AC. It's advantage on dex saving throws and gains one additional action on each of its turns. This action can be used to make a single weapon attack or to take the dash, disengage, hide, or use an object action. When the spell ends, the target is tired and cannot move or take actions until after its next turn. 1 minute concentration.
I suggest not casting at this stage.
VSM coffee bean. What does that mean?
It means you have a coffee bean while...
I eat a coffee bean and I go fast.
Well, technically you don't have to eat it because it's not consumed. You just have to pull it out.
Oh.
Yeah, you can. You have
I
plenty
just
of coffee
imagined
beans.
it was a chocolate coffee bean and I could crunch.
Well, you can choose to do so. You just got to get another coffee bean when you want to cast it a second time.
But
And you could even do the literal throw coffee beans at people to give them haste.
If I were to use it, I couldn't take a turn next round.
Well,
But
if you were to cast it, then you could move twice your movement,
Yeah,
twice in this round.
yeah.
But you wouldn't be
But then
able
I'd
to.
have to wait around before I could move again.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to get past us either.
No, she would because her movement is 40. That would give her 80, and she can move 160.
So if you
You
get,
can
you get
move
a,
past us?
Yes.
you get all the way
Yeah, we
down.
established that with Yodri.
I thought it was one way down because Yodri.
Yodri can...
Yodri's only 40 feet down, and you're 50 feet down,
So,
and Anton's
you lack
45.
imagination.
And
Calcrix
because
jumps
Calcrix gets a dash action on top of her normal move, that is literally moving 160 feet.
I was just wondering if
She can jump up and
can
fly.
get past because you said it was single file.
It is single file, unless someone says they're blocking, any party
Yeah,
member can
can
move.
I say
Okay.
So I wasn't going to block anyone's movement, but I wanted to make sure I could get down if I wanted to. Zal, are you next to me?
Technically, yes.
I think I was.
So Zal doesn't get too tired to take her next action?
No, it's when the spell ends that tiredness happens.
Oh, yeah, then it happens to
Everyone who's got the spell on.
everyone who's got the spell on them. Okay. So it's not necessarily good to cast it on.
If you're going straight into combat, it will last till the end of the combat.
Oh, okay. So I'm not necessarily disadvantaged by this straight away.
The movement lasts for a full minute while you concentrate.
Calcrix goes, "Open your mouth," and chucks a chocolate coffee bean at Zal. And then she goes, "Mom, I'm coming!" And races down the stairway.
And everyone sees a dragon zoom past. At least they think it's a dragon, it's just zoom zoom.
Zoom, zoom.
With an Eep, as Eep's hanging on.
Death to Infidel! Calcrix fix.
Yes, and you do get to move down and stop in front of Bradshaw and Chauvel if you wish to.
So it's 160 feet down.
It's not 160 feet down,
Oh,
it
okay.
is about 70 feet down.
Okay, alright. Good to know. Okay, yep, alright, so...
And that puts you out into the room in front of the other two, if you wish to be.
Can I be to... Well, they can move around me if they want to without too much problems.
Okay.
Well, then I'll just land where I land.
Okay.
You're going to be in their way, so you could move to the side maybe.
Yeah, I can slip to the side in case they
You're
want
standing to the side.
if they want to, like, throw stuff at said creature.
Well, technically, you could have moved down as your dash, giving you a bonus action if you still... giving you a... no, you still have your move, so... Yeah, moving down is the best thing you can do.
Yeah, that's okay. Can I see the creature now?
You can see the creature.
I see the same thing everyone else sees.
You do.
It's not any clearer to me what it is.
No, you don't have the time to take an action to
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Okay, cool.
Bring us to Chauvel.
Yes. Chauvel. Chauvel, as an action, is going to drop one of her sacred auras, and she is going to choose Aura of Resistance.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyone within 15 feet of me.
Don't you have to do that all morning? You can't have changed it at this point. You're not having finished a long rest. I remember putting it together with you. Not exactly. Oh, that's my one. That's why I couldn't find it.
I did say Gary had it earlier when you were looking for something.
Gary also has one, so it is.
I think this was the first time that we used this, but yes, it is.
I know some people actually benefited from your aura at some point.
Yeah,
I remember because I missed it. I missed out on it.
I believe it was Aura of Resistance, which...
Yeah, it was Aura of Resistance when we transferred it over from D&D.
Yep, and you were using it last session as Resistance.
So it's already up.
That's fine, so then I won't do that, that gives me an action at least, which is good.
Yeah, and it has to always be done at the end of a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
The auras only get changed after a long rest.
What was Yozuri's initiative?
36, I think.
36, yes.
And Cheval's?
Cheval's was 24.
And Bradshaw and Zal's are the other two I didn't get.
So yes, you have been challenged. What you
I've been challenged.
Yes.
I will...
Do you ignore his challenge?
No. Chauvel definitely does not ignore the challenge.
Do you accept the challenge?
Yes.
Okay.
I accept said challenge.
In what language?
In Alphatian.
Mm-hmm. Okay. As you do so, you do feel a wall come up behind you.
A what?
A what?
A wall comes up behind you, blocking the
A
stairwell.
wall. Okay, wall like 30. Yep, cool.
Okay.
Where is Cowcreeks?
Inside.
Inside the wall?
You're in the room with them.
Okay, so...
Okay. And you see both Calcrix and Bradshaw become insubstantial.
Oh, fun.
Okay,
Cool.
yeah, I had an idea. I'm like, I don't think I can participate in this, so I'm surprised I wasn't shunted out, but I'm insubstantial. That's fine.
Sure.
This is going to be Cheval's challenge.
This is my challenge.
Cheval accepted it.
Yep.
I accepted the challenge.
Well,
Chauvel as a paladin never turns down from a challenge.
Not true. You have turned down on a couple, but they had good reasons to be turned down. This is the first time you've actually gone into an official challenge. Okay.
Does this mean Zal can't even come down to see what's going on?
We shall find out.
Okay.
Okay, so do you wish to do anything with your action?
With my action.
Lay on hands, maybe?
Yeah, how's it?
Oh,
You probably
I'm at full hit points.
Are you fully? Okay, I didn't know if it was still.
You still have 6 damage.
How?
You got 6 damage after you healed last time, I believe.
Yeah, you did.
I keep track.
I thought I healed.
You healed the damage from the fire snake, the earth snake, but you then took damage afterwards.
From touching
I think I was nearby the I'm gonna smack a door down.
I believe that's correct.
Door explosion.
Yeah, that's right.
I believe you got door to the face.
I got doored, that's right.
I took a door to the
starting
face.
Door.
They got shrapnel.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I lost my 8 hit points.
Alright, that's fine.
So, what is your action?
My action will be to channel divinity, and I'm going to do a compelling inquiry.
Fight.
Which does?
It will speak the truth to me, and my question, if I can ask it, is what is the challenge?
Okay, it will respond on its action as we now move over to Zal. Yes, you're at the top of the stairs. You feel mightily fast.
You've heard a
I
challenge.
feel mildly fast. Okay.
The world has slowed down around you.
I would like to hear that upon Calcrick saying open your mouth, you did, and you caught the chocolate covered coffee bean and crunched it.
If not, you got smacked in the face by a coffee bean and you still got the spell.
My initiative was...
You've been
I prefer
given
my
drugs.
version.
I would have probably attempted to catch it and then eat it.
Let's make it an acrobatic check to see if you catch it.
Alright.
You did say attempt, so I'm giving you an attempt.
That's fine. 13.
Yes, you get smacked in the side of the face with a chocolate-covered coffee bean. It sticks.
Done.
But it does work though, doesn't it?
It still works.
Well, I guess it's because it's chocolate and it might have melted a little.
You feel a freckle.
So,
You now have a beauty spot.
and the world has slowed down around you.
Awesome. Can I, as a free action, yell at Chocobo to follow me, and then I will run down the stairs?
Okay. So, you run down the stairs, everyone's moving so slowly compared to you. Isn't it nice to have an extra speed up your smack, you run right into a wall?
I think you stop before you hit the wall, don't you?
Doesn't see it until she hits it.
Okay.
Ow.
As he is a force wall.
Oh, okay.
I feel like Martin just likes torturing Zal.
Oh yeah, but yep. I mean, I had no idea that the wall was there, so that's fine.
So it's not a brick wall, it's
That's
a
a
stone wall.
scary thought. Does Chocobo now know haste?
Yes.
Probably.
You shall find out.
Yes,
You see through the wall Chauvel gesturing, and you can't see Calcrix or Bradshaw anywhere. Okay, so
Can I hear or have heard what Chauvel said?
you could have potentially heard the challenge accepted, but nothing after that.
Okay.
I know I'm insubstantial, but can me get out popcorn?
You can.
Okay.
Okay.
Popcorn produced.
And the ogre says his conditions is until he knocks you down, you don't get back up again.
Yeah, that's a condition.
Okay.
I feel like he hasn't heard the song and should be introduced.
As you see him lifting up a axe that is at least your length with the shaft, and the head is broader than your width.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like a massive axe, which he picks up.
Sure.
This reminds me of a South Park meme. I don't hear no bell.
And he bashes his chest and says, "Ready." Apparently, he's waiting for you to say you're ready before he
I
does
believe
anything.
Mochi answered on behalf of Sugar.
Okay.
So, now, Bradshaw, apparently you can't see your own hand anymore.
Do I feel Whelm still with me?
You can still feel Whelm with you. You can't feel the floor.
Can I mentally talk to Whelm saying, what the hell's going on here?
One says challenge accepted. Spectator now.
Spectator. Can I ask one more thing? What
Depends.
does that mean?
Can you actually ask?
Oh, I ask well, or mentally ask well.
He
What
says,
does that
that is a giant, your hated enemy. All giants must die.
Okay. I attempt to struggle out of my confine and realise I can't do anything, right?
You can't find a purchase anywhere.
Can I yell in Dwarven?
You can yell in Dwarven.
I'll
Feels
just yell out.
rather hollow, and you can just hear something going, "Death to the infidels!" in the distance.
Yeah. Well,
And crunchy
Realm does also
sounds.
have battle cries as well, so both of us in dual unison would just yell out a Dwarven battle cry and death to the giant or something like that. So
Okay, so
Please tell me he can smell popcorn.
that's all I can do.
I'm sure he can.
You can smell popcorn.
As Yodri, what would you like to do now? Catch up to the others?
Yeah.
You rush
I'm
down?
not gonna what? Let's see. I was seeing if there's anything that's going to make me quicker.
I'm sure that will work wonderfully, just like it did for Zal.
Wall of Force means I can't cast
No.
spells, right?
That you can't.
No.
Cast spells or like summon things beyond the wall.
No, you can't. You don't have
I don't
one.
think anything can go through.
Never encountered
Disintegrate brings it down from memory, that's about it.
a wall.
No. So I'll just be plodding along, getting down there, so
Can I blink through?
guarding the rear.
Okay, so you managed to get to behind
I mean, the
Zal.
other question is, does Morrigan care? It's the fire genasi.
And then it would be Morrigan's go.
Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It can be destroyed with dispel magic.
So I can't blink through the wall?
No.
Okay.
You don't have line of effect.
Force damage
I believe
brings
the
it
only
down.
person who can go through that wall is Eve.
Dispel magic and force damage might bring it down.
Yeah, no, I don't. I
Well,
mean,
walls of force exist on the ethereal plane as well.
I can see the ethereal plane, but I can't. And I could transform into something that'll go to the ethereal plane, but if it exists on the ethereal plane, that means that it's useless. And it's not like a wall where there's gaps or anything on the side. It's a magical wall. Okay. Morrigan gets down, looks over. Looks through the wall, goes, "Ah!" and then just sits down with Taryn, scritches him behind the ear, and says, "Let's see what she can do."
And I believe Anton is the next one to get partway down the staring.
Yeah.
Sees the holder.
There's not a lot I can do in this situation.
I believe if you
I'm
arrange yourselves in order of height, you can all view what's going on.
I'm sitting, so.
I don't think there's much I can do.
Sit down and enjoy the view.
Well, I can try dispel magic. That's
I
about the
share my
best I can do.
popcorn, but I'm on the wrong side of the wall.
Did you mention that force damage might take it down?
Yeah.
Oh, Eldritch Blast is force.
Unfortunately, my version of Eldritch Blast requires a saving throw. It's an object, it doesn't have a saving throw.
Okay.
I can try it, but it probably won't work.
I thought it was saying it will actually bounce back at you.
Well,
Are you going to
technically, a
scream out?
challenge.
Are you
would
going
be
to scream
an
out
oath,
danger
wouldn't
close?
it? Technically, the challenge is an oath, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so Calcris has her popcorn with Eep.
Calcrix accepts that this is, having just done a challenge herself on Monday, accepts that this is now a contract
Actually, I can think of one thing to do.
the
Step back
giant-
up the stairs a little bit and make sure that nothing comes down while we're trapped here. I think that's probably worthwhile doing.
So this is now between the giant and Cheval. She hopes Mum's going to be okay. She would like to take a closer look at the giant as much as possible and learn as much as she can about is it an earth giant? She's presuming so. What does she know about their customs?
You said ogre before, and ogre
now would
is
that
a
be a
type of giant.
It is a
culture,
type of giant.
history?
One that speaks Alsatian, though.
So you can make a society roll to try to figure out what you know about
I've
them.
never
Culture.
done a society roll before.
It's culture, wouldn't it be?
It's culture? Now I always have to put this chair up so I can see. Oh, look at that.
Like, I'd be able
Okay,
to
so
roll a
charisma.
nature check, wouldn't I?
I'm happy with that.
What was that?
Monstrosity wouldn't fall under a nature check, would it?
This is not a monstrosity.
Okay, so 18.
So would I
plus-
be able to learn from you?
It's also humanoids and giants don't fall under nature either.
Okay.
I isn't. No, I'm not. So that's plus. So.
Well,
that is
we could
25.
run a book on how long it takes Cheval to win.
Okay, so Cheval, what would you like to do? He has said it's ready. What was your?
25.
Da, 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 da. So it's ready, and I have to say I'm ready. Is the bonus action to say I'm ready, or is it a free action?
You can use it as a free action.
Alright, so I'm going to say I'm ready in a free action.
Mm-hmm.
And because he mentioned basically fight until one of us is dropped.
And doesn't
or
get back up.
unconscious.
Yeah.
They
Which
can't
means
get
you
back
could
up.
literally fall to the ground right now and just not get back up.
It's Cheval.
Oh no, I know, but that's
Mhm.
technically.
Morrigan would never let her live it down.
So Cheval is going to.
I know that's not what's going to happen. I'm just.
Yes.
Cheval's going to initiate the first strike
Mm-hmm.
and is going to run up and hit the giant.
So you're gonna run up and hit it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
The wording of the challenge was it ends when he, the giant, knocks Cheval down and Cheval doesn't get back up again. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Which means technically this giant is just going to keep hitting Cheval just endlessly
Yep.
until Cheval
Is unconscious.
is either unconscious or dead.
Yeah.
My money's on Cheval.
32.
32.
I don't know.
Okay,
I've
you
not seen
hit.
Cheval in action yet.
I hit.
Not properly.
Cool. On a hit, I am going to I'm going to drop a greater improved smite, and I am going to cast disorientating smite on it. So. Oh, so that's just if I use my divine smite feature too. So I'm going to divine smite it and then add on disorientating smite. So it makes a wisdom saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Wisdom saving throw. Okay, what's the DC?
It is, I believe, 19.
Does not make it.
Alright, so on a fail save, it has disadvantage on attack rolls for the next minute. And then I roll all my lovely damage against this ogre. One, two. 3. 4. Plus my divine smite, which is another 3d8.
Can you pass me that elemental book there, please?
So it's 21 magical slashing damage plus 16 radiant damage.
How much for a lot?
37.
37. Okay.
Why couldn't I add up my other things before,
And
but I did that in
that
2
is
seconds?
for my first attack.
Because it wasn't your roll.
For my second attack, I get a 28.
28. Okay, so are you hit?
Mm-hmm. I was going to mark down my divine smite. And this is going to be just a normal hit.
I'm not sure you can do smite more than once per round.
Yeah, it might be a bonus action.
It just says whenever you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can choose to deliver a divine smite. I have 4 per long rest.
Okay.
Okay, so how much damage you
On
do
one-
next one? Go. You were saying, Mark?
You go to the coffee place to make a coffee and the hot water's not working. So therefore, I'm having no coffee. And there's only going to be instant anyway. This has upset me. Strahd, please kill the shit out of this ogre, okay?
I was going to say this would upset me.
Bradshaw's extremely cranky now, trying to bust out of where he is. So.
It doesn't say it's an action.
I just see
You
Bradshaw
can't
running on
you
the
can't have a
spot.
biscuit without a coffee, and it's not.
22
I've got no hot water.
points of magical slashing damage. Bonus action will be to raise shield.
Okay, so
How much was that damage?
I just feel like, Mark,
Oh,
you should
sorry.
MacGyver it and get a Zippo
20 something.
and then, a glass and just hold the Zippo under the glass until it's warm enough.
okay, so the ogre brandishes the axe, and you see spikes appear out the edges of it, giving it pointed ends.
So it's now a mace.
No, it's still an axe, but the axe now has sharp pointy bits to make it more devastating if it hits someone.
Okay. Just so
And so he's now lost his advantage, giving him just a normal roll.
it allows him to pin Cheval if he manages.
Okay, so luckily you raised shield because he hit armor class 26 on his first swing.
Yep.
That's good.
Even with his the
Yep.
minus the disease.
So because you would have had advantage on me, so I've got him back to neutral at least.
Okay, so the second one is a hitting an armor class 30.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, so there is a loud bang as he hits.
Because you've got a pretty high armor class being a paladin / herald.
And he gets a bonus of... He does 58 points of damage,
Wow.
piercing and slashing.
Cool. So you had me on 6 damage, right?
6 damage, yes, so that means you should be
And
on
how much is that? 58?
58, so that puts you on 64.
64. Thank you.
And luckily it was only 1 hit.
Hmm.
And now you get to make a strength saving throw. As it activates one of its combat maneuvers.
At the very least, Cheval will soften him up for the rest of us.
Hmm.
I don't know that it works that way.
That is a 31.
My
Okay.
challenge. You talked afterwards.
And 31 on your strength saving throw?
Yep.
Okay, so yes, you have successfully saved. Otherwise, you would have been paralyzed.
Oh, wow.
It was save or lose your action.
Ah, cool.
Much like you gave him disadvantage, he was trying to cripple you at the same time.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so it is now your action. What would you like to do?
Alrighty. I am going to have a swing again.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to brute force this one. So that is a 28 to hit.
Okay, at 28 hits.
Okay. I am going to go all out on this. I'm going to then spend another Divine Smite.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also going to use one of my combat maneuvers, which is Stunning Assault. So, it says, you strike your opponent with enough force to stun them. When you activate this maneuver, you take the attack action and... Or should I mention that before?
It means you don't get a second attack this round.
You take an attack action as well as any additional attacks granted by extra attack.
Well, in which case you're lucky because not all of them give you extra attacks.
No. So until the start of my next turn, when you hit a creature with a melee attack weapon, it makes a Constitution saving throw or is stunned until my next turn.
So Constitution saving throw?
Yep.
Okay. What was your DC again?
It is DC 19.
Okay, he fails that one as well.
So he is stunned until my next turn.
I think because he's stunned, you've got advantage on your extra attacks now.
He will on his next round.
That is 42 points of damage to it.
Okay, so...
And I swing again.
Yep. Go.
You get advantage on attack rolls.
He does get advantage on this one now that he's stunned.
Yep.
Okay.
Helps having the GM screen.
Oh.
So that is a
There's all the
35.
conditions on this section. A 35.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that he's done, that will be a critical hit.
And again, Cheval's absolutely peeved off with it. She took a fair chunk of damage and will use another Divine Smite.
Mm-hmm.
So here's another 2. Now is all the damage doubled with the crits?
It will damage the entirety of your damage. If you're going to
Alright.
pour stuff into it, it will really hurt whatever you hit.
Alright, well,
See how many hit points this ogre has.
Oh, at this point in time.
Yeah, okay.
Can we give a free action that Wilm puts into Charlotte's health, just kill the living shit out of it? Can we do something like that? Just help with the Divine Smite.
It would help if was being held by Cheval at this time.
Okay.
But Whelm's only telling you.
Wilm's going, okay. Must feel the kind of, yeah. Do worry about this ogre's head after I get out of the bubble.
that's 94 damage to the ogre.
Okay, 94 damage to the ogre.
If I could fist bump you, I'll fist bump you right now. Okay?
Okay, so yes, there is a mighty swing as you... how do you kill the ogre?
Off of his
kind
head.
of, yeah, no, full kind of anime style. Top through the skull, straight down the middle,
Okay.
and then you see this massive ogre just peel apart like a banana.
Okay, you see the ogre collapse dead at your feet as you hear that you have challenge failed. As
You weren't supposed to kill, alright.
never did it say it was a kill. It was knock down the opponent.
Splitting in two is knocking it down in 2.
You got it from the ogre's perspective, not from
Not from his.
yes. And so yes, the others find themselves back in the world, and the wall falls as they hear the challenge failed.
Well, I hear those of us who don't understand Elfation hear like a voice or something.
No, they hear it in all languages.
Oh, okay. We'll come back downstairs to have a look what's going on.
A bit of heaving and breathing from Bradshaw. Looking around. Any more? Going. Nice work, Cheval.
So, how did you fail?
Cheval will say that the challenge was to fight until knocked down and couldn't move no anymore.
And don't get up.
Interesting.
Again. Don't get up again.
Knocked down and don't get up again.
I like that wording.
With the assumption that it was a to the death.
I will note that down for future things.
But it is always interesting to pull out the creature and have it thump, and then get thumped so badly it wishes it wasn't born.
Yep.
Sorry, the Fey part of Morrigan is like, good for future. I like that word. I like that challenge.
Okay, so
Are you good? Do you have any more healing, or?
you see that there are 2 doors, one in the western wall and one in the southern wall, right against the western wall.
Does anyone know about Elfation challenges? What just happened there? I don't
Didn't we
understand.
enter from the?
You entered. You entered west into the room.
So we came in from
East.
We came in from the east.
Yes. Sorry, my brain did the wrong wording on that one.
So then there's a door on the western wall and a door on the southern door.
Yeah,
wall.
southern wall. Yes.
Cheval, what was that challenge about? Like, what's going on here?
I have no idea. I was issued a challenge. I asked you to speak the truth.
Has anyone tried opening the chest?
I never got the results of the culture check either.
Okay, so the culture check, sorry, I was just trying not to influence Cheval's response by saying it, because if I say it, the player changes their action.
Oh yeah, I was just going to say in terms of Cheval, it was the fact that I asked it to speak the truth. It challenged me to combat until we were knocked down and couldn't move no more. So I believe I have knocked it down and it definitely can't move no more.
Okay. Is this an Alphatian custom or something?
From Kalkrich's belief, it was most likely a ogre mage and probably part of Alphatian society.
And is it dead?
It is dead. It was split in two.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have any kind of... No, I don't have any resurrection types.
Resurrection doesn't work unless you can put the body back together.
This probably wasn't a reincarnation, isn't it?
Yeah. For reincarnation, that's something that only someone like Lulu can do, right?
Not everyone can do it, no.
Okay. I know Lulu's done it in the past.
What's reincarnate? I can do it.
Speak with them, maybe?
I can reincarnate.
Can you reincarnate someone
really would've...
who doesn't know you? The question is, you have to basically convince them to come back. It doesn't
You
automatically bring them back.
So I'll use my...
It doesn't say I have to know them. It will probably increase the DC, but...
I'll start with my ethereal... The thing I use to talk to the
Target soul
spirits
is willing and
on
able to
Monday.
return to its body.
And it's 5 times.
Mum.
Yep.
One dead humanoid or a piece of a dead humanoid.
Go, Josh.
Cheval will attempt, once she hears challenge failed and everyone asks her questions, as long as it hasn't been 10 rounds, will attempt to cast Revivify.
You know Revivify will not work because the body has been split in two. I asked how you killed it.
Ah. That's interesting, because, yeah, okay. I was just going off of what the wording said.
In most cases, if you do enough damage to take and they fail the death saves, you can revivify after the death save. But you did a irreversible kill,
Okay, sure,
which means even if you chose to try to bring them back, you have to heal the body first.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, basically I can reincarnate if we decide to do so, but it would be an hour and I would be giving up 25 hit points.
And also the reincarnate target is one dead humanoid or a piece of a dead humanoid. If it's
Yeah.
a goblin.
It's not a humanoid.
Yeah, so it's a giant. So
Yeah,
Okay.
Brad Shaw's going to say, all dead giants, all dead ogres, giants are just dead, just go. Just don't worry about it. Just make sure there's no other around.
Calcrix
And
says...
Bradshaw's going to check out that meat pile, kind of thing around that area, see if there's anything else there.
The meat pile was the giant.
Oh, was it the giant? Okay, cool. Okay, so if that's the case, I'm just checking the doors and see if I can work out which.
Yeah, none of the
Maybe
fairies
use
are
rescue or something like that.
have a look what's in the chest.
Okay.
Calcrix would just
no
ask
obvious-
if everybody could stop just a moment. Just wants to check out what this ogre mage's spirit has to say before we start looting the area. It may have some wisdom to pass on to us that will help us in our quest, which is trying to convince or persuade these avatars for each of the elements to release their hold on their part of the thing, so that we can free the cultists that you guys all represent, so that they can fight for us against the master. So she would just just a moment, you guys just pause, so she can just talk to this spirit. just get that idea if that's possible.
Breakfast here, sure. I'll just check out the doors.
Now, Ethermancy might not get me much,
Mm-hmm.
because it's only a minor one, but I'm hoping it'll give me something to go on in terms of, was this an important person that we didn't want to kill? Have we done sufficient to... I'm pretty sure a challenge was failed. No. But yeah,
Okay, so
give it a
you
shot.
cast minor ethermancy, and you hear a lot of wails of the many dead who have died in this room.
Okay, alright. So that's not going to help me much. Okay.
And they refer to the ogre as Lubash.
Lubash?
Lubash is the name of the ogre.
I presume no one else here has like speak with dead type spells.
Give me a second. I've got to check.
Speak with dead will not work.
Oh, okay.
Someone has split the body in two
Right.
No, but I
from the head.
I don't have any capacity to put the body together. Does anyone else have the capacity to put the body together?
I've been told it cannot reincarnate.
Okay.
Because it is not a humanoid.
What about our cleric? Two done?
I think what Martin is saying is that everything is too done. Chevelle is willing to cop that, and unfortunately, Chevelle's actions have caused this challenge to be failed.
Hitting end won't work.
Yeah. And Bradshaw thinks
No, I thought it was a rather.
anyway. Yeah.
I did think it was rather interesting splitting the body in two.
Calcrix looks at Eve.
Mm-hmm.
She's got Puss in Boot eyes and big tears.
Eve just pats Calcrix kindly.
I thought Eve was about to eat the body.
And she says to Eep, "There's no Brazzle. He's too exhausted from fixing our other mistakes. We needed to do this one correctly this time on our own. We're heroes now." And she just starts crying.
Eve just keeps patting Calcrix softly.
I thought I had something where I could commune with the nature spirits of the area, but I can't find it. I couldn't use naturomancy for that, could I?
Not as well, no. You're also underground at this stage, so this would be more spirits or geomancy.
Yeah, it's probably ethermancy I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I've got Ethermancy as well.
Yeah, it's probably Saker I'm thinking of. I thought there was one like Wild Cunning or something. That might have been one of your spells.
Which one?
Wild Cunning?
No,
Okay,
that
so
doesn't sound
I
like
will get
something I've got.
Bradshaw to do his perception rolls as he's listening at doors.
Can I have the level up book?
I've got a mine if you like.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
One for each door, Martin, or just one total?
One for each door.
I don't bring mine because I don't tend to need it in the middle of it.
28.
Okay, on the
And
first,
28, so 18 twice, yeah.
okay, you don't hear anything on one door, and you hear sobbing on the other, behind the other.
The one, so I'll go to the one that's sobbing, and then I'll just put a fist up, and just like just saying, everyone just stop for a second, or just straight, and just...
Well, you hear sobbing inside the room as well as through the door.
Oh, okay.
Calcrix is
okay,
crying silently now.
So, while you're figuring out what you're going to do next, I'm going to duck to the bathroom.
She's gonna switch to silent tears. She's let down Drazzle. she promised her brother they wouldn't do this. Because he's so badly gone.
I didn't know Drazzle was in trouble.
Drazzle got taken by the Wild Hunt because he was so sick. Because he had to turn back time 30 times on Monday in order to make something happen. We endured 300 hours of talks. Calcrix told all you guys that Drazzle got taken by the Wild Hunt to protect him, otherwise he was going to die.
Okay.
And that was last session that she told you guys that.
The session before.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, session before.
Yeah, what I was there.
So he's pissed off the god of time.
No, he's just simply exhausted himself so much from fixing all of the 3 different groups' mistakes by turning back time so often because we keep killing the things we're not supposed to kill.
It's a ranger spell is the one I was thinking of, and it doesn't do what I want it to do.
It's a long time since we
he's
stuffed it.
exhausted himself.
It's a long time since we stuffed something up. We have stuffed things up, but
It wasn't our fault.
We've all made slight mistakes over the last several sessions that have added up to him having to turn back time, but we don't remember it.
Yeah.
Because we only remember it if he takes us back in time with him. Calcrix has only done that twice.
Can I let you know Bradshaw's been through it? He has been taken back through time.
Yeah. So I think most of us have all experienced it at least once. Calcrix has experienced it twice in game and 3 times out of game. When I've not been able to attend and Martin's gone. Drazzle's taken you on an adventure. And other characters have done the same thing when they've been away.
So Bradshaw, as silently as possible, just said he could hear something through this door, whether it was Caltrix or not. He's not 100% certain.
Well, you know it's not Calcrix because you can hear crying on both sides.
Which door is it?
The southern door.
I went quiet.
Some door.
Did someone...
I didn't hear that you'd gone quiet.
I said that a few times.
Did you say it when I came back?
Zol's gonna go up to Calcrix and, ask her why she's so distressed.
Well, she said out loud for everyone to hear, even though she was talking to Eve, that she's let down Drazzle. She promised that we wouldn't make any more mistakes this time, and we've gone and killed the avatar that was in this ruin that the druid told us about. He said the avatar for Earth was going to be found at these ruins. And she's done the logic, which is if you're going to be challenged in an official Alphatian challenge by a big ogre mage in a ruin that is dedicated to Earth, it's highly likely that this is the avatar that the druids were talking about. Maybe it's not, but she's 12, so her assumption is that this is the avatar. And so, she's thinking that this is the chance that they had to...
I am trying to remember the exact wording Jaru used because I had the feeling that the Avatar of Earth left.
we also don't know who the Avatar of Earth is.
We didn't even get to find out.
Because
Lubash is dead. So unless one of us can speak with dead...
It won't work because he doesn't
And it
have
won't work because he's been cleaved in half. So we can't...
But we don't know.
We can't even find out.
But we don't know if he is the Avatar. That's the thing. We never found out anything about, other than the fact the Avatar's in here somewhere.
Exactly. And that's what Calcrix is saying. We never found out.
The way I interpret it, and I could be wrong, is that the keep burned down years ago, partially in retaliation for the people who were there leaving.
Yeah.
So the impression I got was the Avatar had left and was no
Harcrix's
longer.
impression was that they were pointed towards the keep because that's where they would find a lead to where the Avatar was.
Yeah.
And
so,
we've killed everything that's in here.
Oh, I'm not saying that we haven't killed a
Or
lead.
they've run away and Chocobo's killed them.
I'm not saying that we haven't killed a lead. I'm just saying I don't think it's the Avatar.
She's convinced that it is. So she will just explain that to Zal as best she can.
Can Bradshaw see if anyone's actually taken notice of him at all?
Yes,
Yeah.
they have taken a notice of you.
I have taken notice.
Yeah,
I want to open that door.
Morrigan's moved next to you, but is watching everything.
Yeah. Can Bradshaw slowly open the door and look inside?
No, because it's locked.
Oh. Can I... If it's locked, I go, oh. Can I knock on the door?
No, you can.
Can I see him moving to knock on the door?
And I just say hello? In a question mark hello?
You see him quickly rap on the door and call out hello.
I sigh, look at the door. Is there any cracks around the door? Like, how big are we talking? Like, if there is, how big are we talking?
Well, the door itself is about 8 feet wide.
Yes.
Can I search the body for a key?
Deciding to look at the door closer, you do realise that the big bar across the door on your side is probably what's keeping it locked.
Oh, okay. That detail was
Before we open the door,
Maybe it's
Which
still
is
the Avatar.
which is above head height.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
Bradshaw's
up there.
Before we try to open the door, are there any like gaps around the door?
There are no large gaps beyond the frame, which doesn't seem to let you see into the room.
What do you mean by large gaps?
Large gaps as in anything that you can see through.
So I couldn't, turn into a pixie and move through, get squeezed through the door.
Pixies couldn't squeeze through, but a noose could.
Sorry?
Pixies couldn't squeeze through, but a noose could.
So it could. I don't have any oozes in my wild shape.
Did I get a response from behind the door?
You did not.
Okay. And then
Sobbing
somebody
continue
pointed out
or
there's a
stop?
thing in front of my head.
Yeah, check.
Okay.
And the lock is above your ability to reach.
Is it, how heavy is it? Is it something I could lift?
Probably.
Because I have spider climb. I can just climb up.
You can even use your pole hammer to lift it off.
My pole hammer would be a bit more damaging. I'm just
Without hitting it.
Okay, well I'll try that.
I'll give you an athletics check with advantage.
I'm glad you give me the advantage because otherwise I've got no chance. Jeez, I needed that advantage. 20.
Okay, you have no problems lifting the bar off.
Okay.
It was just higher than most medium-sized creatures can reach.
Okay.
Then I would have been able to reach it. I'm 7 foot or something.
Still would have been outside your reach.
Okay.
We'll open the door then.
Okay, as you open the door, you get a bad stench coming out of this room.
I think that we call this the ruin of Stinky.
Okay.
Open door.
Can I be watching
Hold
through
nose.
the door?
And the room is covered with damp straw. With 3 humanoids, 2 humans, and a scrawny gnome cowering in a corner.
Hello.
Can I just say hello in my nicest common thing saying, hi, I'm Bradshaw, who are you?
In what language?
You've rescued.
I'm going to
8 people.
go... common, I'd say, or whatever this.
We're in Alphatia.
So which common are you using? There are 5.
Good question, because I haven't written this down. Okay.
That makes sense.
What was that?
That makes things hard. How many were in the room, did you say?
3.
3, okay. So not 8 people, 3 people.
3 people. 2 humans and a gnome.
All happy to be alive.
Well, I say
We're
in Alphatia, aren't we? And I don't speak Alphatia. So it's probably
Birchall doesn't speak Alphatian either.
And wouldn't have picked up Alphatian. Like, I can't see why Morrigan would know Alphatian.
Not everyone does.
No, she's like, her language is Traldalan. Ooh, is Alphatian based on the language from where they came? Because they came from the same plane.
No.
No? Okay.
She didn't come from the same plane as the Genasi, the native Genasis.
The Alphatians?
Only the Flamish and the pure Alphatians come from their plane. They did not come from the same place as the French or the Scottish. No, they did not.
Okay.
They came from a completely different plane.
Okay.
Your people came from the parallel Earth. These people came from the outer planes.
Okay.
Okay, since they can't work out what common language they're going to speak, I'm going to speak in Gnomish and say, hello! Are you... how can we help you?
Okay, so...
also, what languages do you speak?
The gnome does respond to you. The others sort of look at the two of you puzzled. As you can see, the gnome's jaw is very swollen and one of his eyes is shut.
Say hello in Traladaran.
He looks at you puzzled.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of what I expected.
So he looks as if he was about to respond to Yodri and then shuts up.
Okay, I wander off. I'm not going to be helpful here. Can you cast tongues if it helps people?
Well,
I actually do know. I do know gnome actually. But so if I hear Ridgery talking to gnome, I'll say, "Are you okay?" kind of thing to gnomes.
there's just one gnome.
Just one gnome.
Two other people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as my castle has gnomes, and I have known to work with gnomes. So I'll just try to ask if he's okay. Can we help out? What's happened? As much as I can get out of the gnomes. So.
Okay.
And try to look as sincere as possible. So.
He says, "You're not going to beat me up." In Gnomish.
No, no.
You can't understand the others talking. They sound harsh. You sounded harsh the first time you spoke.
I'll try to explain that I am not a typical dwarf. I do have association with other gnomes, and
Yes, you have a beard. That's
anyway,
weird. He
yeah.
says
that's true.
he's never known a dwarf to have a beard before.
In Alphatia, the dwarves don't have beards.
Were you locked in here by the ogre?
They might speak Alphatian.
I don't speak Alphatian.
He was locked in here by the ogre. He failed to meet the ogre's challenge.
Oh, and I just to the other people, did they all fail as well?
He believes so, but hard to tell. He doesn't speak their language.
Understood. I try to communicate this with the rest of the party, so hey, looks like these are failed challenges.
I head over to the chest.
Mm-hmm.
Looks safe to open, does it?
Safe enough.
Okay, if it looks safe, it doesn't. And I can't see any traps or anything. I open it.
You can have an investigation check to look for traps.
It's not my specialty though.
Could have
Kind of hoping.
check the door first too, but yeah.
I get to 20.
Okay, looks fairly safe.
All right, open it.
Okay, Ian.
Okay, so the warlock has become the trap detector.
Yeah, I've been waiting for someone to open it.
It opens with a creak.
Okay.
Inside, you see glass beads, brass candlesticks, some copper coins on top.
Okay, cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you do so.
Perception check as I do so. 28.
Okay, you notice that some of the ogre's bedding is radiating magic.
Oh, okay. Go over and have a look, closer look.
It smells terrible.
Everything in here smells terrible.
Smells as if he's peed all over it.
Okay. Carefully pull out the thing that's magical and then cast Prestidigitation to clean it.
Okay. While this is happening, what is Calcrix doing?
Well, we were having a conversation with Zal. That feels like a long time ago now.
What is Calcrix and Zal discussing?
I was explaining to Zal what Calcrix's impression of the ogre might be, in the sense that she thought it might be the Avatar, and she understood that there was a challenge, but her experience of challenges were not necessarily that you have to cleave the thing in two and not get any information out of it. And she's worried that because we've irrevocably killed this ogre mage, that she's let Drazzle down, because she told Drazzle she wouldn't make any mistakes when he was gone, so that he didn't have to turn back time anymore, so that he didn't almost kill himself turning back time. And she's like, we can be heroes, we don't have to kill anything, we can find these avatars and negotiate with them rather than annihilate them. And she's talking from like a 12-year-old sort of perspective, in the sense of she doesn't understand why she can't seem to get information and do the thing that Drazzle's asked them to do without. She feels very powerless.
Mm.
And she doesn't feel like she's being listened to very much. And so she feels like a 12-year-old.
Mm-hmm. What is Morrigan doing? You're at the door.
She doesn't understand what they're saying. She sees the humans.
Mm-hmm.
They're shivering and looking scared.
Yep.
She tells Taryn to play puppy and go and comfort them.
They seem to shrink away from the puppy as the puppy moves towards them.
She calls him back. Do I have more time to do anything else?
Possibly. We have Bradshaw.
Bradshaw would like to say out loud to everyone, these are people who have the failed challenges. They must have got beaten by the ogre mage. I think we need to. They're very scared, so let's see if we can comfort them and see if we can get any more information about what happened down here.
And what is Yodri and Chauvel doing?
Chauvel, in Calcrix's disappointment about failing the challenge, is sitting in a corner and reflecting.
She's not disappointed with Chauvel, she's disappointed with herself.
And then what about Yodri?
Okay, so comprehend language is one-sided, correct?
It is one-sided, yes.
You could use it to find out what language they're talking.
I have tongues, if that would help.
Yeah, I was looking through my language.
Sorry, Martin. While I'm reflecting, can I overhear the conversation that's happening through the door?
You can.
Do I identify the language as Helvetian, Thyatin, Abyssal, Celestial, Elven, Orcish, Primordial, Ingan, Treladaran, or Ethengar?
The humans have not spoken. Only the gnome.
Oh,
Yes.
they haven't spoken yet.
Not
Okay,
yet.
Cool. Thanks.
And Ross, what were you going to do?
I was going to do in Ethengarian. Do you understand Ethengarian? Or do you understand me?
The three in the room just look at you puzzled and try to shrink away from you. What does everyone else do?
Zal has it a
Give me a
chance to
second.
respond.
What does Zal do?
Zal understands where Calcrix is coming from, but the information she's just said there, some of it is new. So we knew that the Wild Hunt took him away because he was unwell. I don't remember
She did
you specifically
explain
saying that he was dying because, or that he was sick or unwell because he'd been turning back time so
She
much.
did say that though. She did explain to people that it's because he keeps having to turn back time.
Alright, I don't remember that part.
That's okay. I write down in my journals what I tell people that Drazzle said from Monday night because I've got to keep track of what I tell each group, what I've done. And I've got to keep track of who's a month ahead and who's a month behind. So just as a general rule of thumb, so I don't screw things up too much, I always just make a journal note. Told Friday, Drazzle's been taken by the Wild Hunt, he's turned time back too many times, he's sick. In the Monday group, I'm like, told Monday, Friday group arrived at Holmgate and met up with the Earth Druids, that kind of thing.
And thinking out of game timeline here, we're behind everyone else, aren't we? Or are we roughly caught up?
Friday's group is...
Friday's group is on the 28th
Yeah.
of this month.
Yeah, we're about 26 days behind the other
Wednesday's
Yeah.
group is on the 25th.
Okay, yeah. Alright.
I have to ask Martin every session, no matter whether it's Monday or Friday, are we in front or behind?
But the events that caused Drazzle to collapse
Happened on Monday's group, yes.
so happened ahead of time, but it has it seems to have gone backwards.
Yeah.
So it's impacting us at the same time.
It's impacting all of his representations.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the Friday group won't know that it's impacting all of his representations, just that because he's had to change time so much between all the three groups that he's pushed it too far. And he needs to recover.
Monday learned he left himself vulnerable to the master.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was important information that nobody told me.
I
Yes.
haven't had a chance because I'm still in the same day with this one. So technically I got to finish this day before I can tell you guys what happened, which is why I have to keep track of what I tell Friday group,
Oh,
what I
as a
tell Monday
as
group.
Saker. I didn't know that had the.
Oh, did
I got a rundown on Facebook, and that wasn't part of it.
Well, that's in my notes for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will remember that.
I'm just trying to make sense of what we've been told and
No, that's okay.
what you think the current situation is. So
It's hard to keep
we
track.
heard challenge, and has Chevelle told us what the challenge was?
Yep, because I asked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chevelle
you
said,
asked.
knock
Okay.
down and don't get up again.
Alright, so you're saying that the you think this ogre is the Earth Avatar?
I think he might have been the Avatar, and if he had been the Avatar, then we might have made a mistake that's going to require Drazzle to go back in time.
He did use Earth powers against Chevelle.
And Calcrix doesn't, and she basically, I don't blame Chevelle, I blame myself for not explaining it properly. I made the promise to Drazzle that I would help with this, and I haven't helped enough. I haven't explained it in the right way, and now we have maybe a dead Earth Avatar.
Let's try and at least work out whether that's the case. That's why I was trying to investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaned up the what is it? This magic piece of cloth.
Seems to be a fine cloak.
Okay, fine cloak. Another magic item for looking at later. I'm particularly looking for anything that's got clues like the symbology. Anything that's got information that might tell us something. 'Cause we're floundering because we have so little information. So having another look in the chest, what's in there? Coins and brass candlesticks or something.
Glass beads, coins, copper coins, and brass candlesticks.
Yeah. Anything else in there?
Okay, as you start digging in there, you do find that there is a smattering of silver and a couple of gold, but nothing else is in there.
Just coins and some odds and ends of other things.
Mostly trash.
Yeah. Okay. No information whatsoever.
Okay, can I, once Taryn's back to me, can I use my wild shape? I'm assuming you're not going to say no.
You can use your wild shape.
Can I turn into a Tiskri, which is one of my wild shape forms?
What is that? My brain can't.
It is a Fae. I'm not even sure I'm saying it correctly. It is a medium Fae, challenge rating 2, so it fits. The key thing about the Tiskri is it has telepathy. So I want to turn into a Tiskri and try to communicate telepathically with the humans.
That's in the monster book.
Yes, it's a Fae. I think it is, anyway.
Or at least not one of the splat books.
I can look it up.
What's a splat book?
Is a extra book on top of the main book requiring me to reference extra books during the game.
Okay. Yep.
That's why they call it splat book, because it adds so much extra to the game that it makes it very hard to manage.
It can offer you options, but it also offers you
Many books to jump.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunk downtime into this so I could turn into this sort of stuff.
So, what is Bradshaw doing? You can talk to the gnome, but he seems to shut up every time someone talks in another language.
Okay. I pull out my pouch of endless apples and start offering apples to each of the people in here, see if they're hungry or not, to calm their nerves down a bit.
He does seem hungry, but you also notice he can't reach very far as you can see shackles on him.
Yeah, they're all shackled.
Okay. I get Rodri, who I believe, to my knowledge, is a roguey kind of type person.
Yep, he has lockpick.
He's a half-elf, I'm sure he's still.
Okay. Hey, Rodri, we've got some problems with these shackles on these lovely prisoners. Can you, in the nicest way possible, unlock them?
And while you're there, get Yodri to help as well.
And Yodri,
yeah, so I turn to him and say, at first, the Y is not silent.
Yeah, Yodri.
Oh.
Yes.
Can I just call you? Can I call you just the halfling guy? Is that okay?
No.
And can I call you the
Pincushion?
idiot dwarf?
Yeah, my wife called me that. That's okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Mark's gonna say yes to everything you offer.
I should say the wit dwarf.
Whatever. Let's just help these people out. Fine, you can use me all you want.
Yeah. Well, I'll assess the unthreatening. Since
Where does he come from?
To save the kingdom.
Okay. That's why.
and I'll check the shackles, and hoping it's not like the shackles from the prisoners
I have
You've
no
got the
idea what
book
it looks
over
like.
there.
from the ship.
So you have to charm the creature to communicate with it.
It says I can just. I have telepathy, but.
A telepathic bond. You can communicate telepathically with charmed creatures over any distance.
It says I've got telepathy 60 feet.
No, it actually does sound right. It does sound, because I ran to save a kingdom. It does sound like you have to charm them.
I'm happy to do that.
Because it's specifically in one of your abilities is called telepathic bond. So you've got to be within 60 feet.
So do it.
If you want to talk to them outside of 60 feet, you've got to charm them.
Okay, yeah, I just want to talk to them. They're within 60 feet.
And they have to fail the saving throw.
So, charm first?
Oh, sorry, that's if you charm them, they have to fail the saving throw. Telepathy, you can read you can technically speak to them with telepathy and read their thoughts. Or hear their thoughts. Let me just look up how it does telepathy again. Just to make sure I get it right.
If somebody's got
Everyone has
telepathic bond, that might be the simplest
do.
way to do that.
But I'm
I've
having a
already
conversation
turned-
with Zal right now. And,
I've already wild shaped.
You've already wild shape.
I'm not concentrating on what's happening outside of that.
Okay. So telepathy is not one of the main things I can look up. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay, I'm just trying to make sure I don't do it wrong.
I assumed it was the telepathic bond. I figured would have to be charmed, so that gives me extra distance. I assumed I would be able to
I believe
telepathically speak with anyone within 60 feet.
I believe you can, just whether or not you get a response back is another thing. And the language you use is also important.
Ugh.
I'm surprised
So that doesn't help at all.
Telepathy doesn't replace language.
I'm surprised that Yodri, unless he doesn't know other languages, hasn't just followed Cheval's example and asked, "Do you speak blut 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 blut?"
Cheval never asked them that. She's in a corner,
Yeah.
reflecting
But,
and listening.
I think it was
no.
Yodri that asked.
I get that you're in a corner reflecting, but I'm saying not that you did that, but I'm surprised Yodri hasn't tried all of his
I already
languages
have.
following suit in the sense of
Does Yodri know Elven?
No.
Sylvan? Druid?
Yeah, I've basically gone through
so you
What
already have
was?
yeah.
the only I've already gone Ethengar, and that's the only human language I know.
I was trying to kind of say it, but I was saying it bad.
Right.
Okay.
But,
Cheval, after reflecting, is going to go up to where everyone is and say hello to everyone in every language that Cheval knows.
Mm-hmm.
Alphatian, Playatan, Celestial for something a bit more charming. We'll try and avoid Abyssal. Elven,
look, if they
Orcish,
reply in Abyssal, we're in trouble.
Traladaran, and Ethengar. Do I get a response to hello?
You do get a response in Elven.
Elven.
I was literally just about to use Elven telepathically.
So yes, they do seem to understand Elven.
I
Okay.
understand Elven.
As you've got someone doing a mental prod as well as someone speaking verbally. Apparently they're now hearing dual voices in different words. Not confusing whatsoever.
I will ask them how long they've been down here.
They don't know what day it is.
I don't know what day it is, so I will be assuming and very kind, saying you've probably been down here a long time. Are any of you hurt?
They show you the bruised faces, bodies. One of them seems to have a broken hand.
Okay.
Prayer of healing?
Why are you? Sorry, how did you guys come to be in this room?
Well, they were seeking information and had challenged the ogre and failed to beat him.
When you say failed to beat him, did you pass the challenge?
Did not pass the challenge. The ogre knocked each of us unconscious.
And I will explain to them, I too have failed the challenge.
It knocked you unconscious too.
No, it was the absolute opposite.
I think I was right. You needed to let it knock you down and submit. Or submit in some way. Maybe. I don't know. That's my theory. That was my original.
I unfortunately went too far and killed it.
Well, they look very sad.
Ask who it was.
Oh, he was just the guide to the Avatar.
He was the guide.
Right.
Yeah, but
Okay.
so
Can Calcrix hear any of this?
Yes,
Can you understand Elven?
Yes.
she does understand Elven.
Calcrix breaks off from her talk with Azal, looks upwards, and speaks the name of the Queen of Darkness.
Mhm. Okay, so give me a religion roll for Calcrix.
Doesn't come under contact out of planes?
that's a spell.
You can do it as a spell, but if you do it as a religion roll, it is similar to the
It's
spell.
more religion roll. I was just checking that you're not going to make me do it as the one where I have to do the saving throw, because sometimes you do. Alright, that's not too bad. That's an 18. Which
The
book?
Tiskri is looking very unhappy with Cheval.
So religion.
It's some form of flying fae.
Wisdom.
That's what I know.
So 18 plus, would that be 11?
18 plus 11, I believe, yes.
Yes, so
That would be 29.
9.
Okay, so as you call out, you feel Eep curl up around you and you find yourself somewhere else.
Okay, that's okay.
As we then move on to the others, as Calcrix disappears.
What?
Mid-sentence, Azal is starting to explain, like, you know, all hope is not lost yet. I don't think this is the Avatar. Poof.
And it looks as if, and,
So-
to your appearance, it looks as if Eep has swallowed Calcrix.
So the last thing we heard Calcrix say,
No, yeah,
Sure.
she called out the Queen of Darkness in her mind. So
Oh,
she
okay.
literally just disappears on Zal.
okay.
Because she has impulsive as a flaw. So Martin says that if I have the impulse to do something, to play true to my character, I need to just do it. Because that's the character's flaw.
Okay, so yes, back to the others in the room.
I have 2 other flaws, by the way.
What do you found that there's a good chance you haven't defeated the Avatar, but you have failed the challenge of the
I
guy.
have, which will make finding the Avatar
make this a whole lot harder.
It's not
I am wondering if this shaman has a failsafe. Or the avatar has a failsafe. As in, like, this being that we've killed. I don't know, Zal just has a feeling that there's got to be more to this. That, like, someone would have had to have thought that if it goes too far and this shaman is killed, there has to be something else, another kind of failsafe.
There has to be a redundancy.
This is why.
Yeah, like there has to be something.
This is why Calcrix
Like
is
yes, we failed one thing, but like, do we come back another day and try the challenge again? Does it somehow magically come back a different day because it is linked to this ancient avatar? Like, this is what Zal is thinking. He's thinking along the lines of there's a trick to this that we don't know. We don't have the information.
No, we don't.
You don't?
And like, Zal will say it out loud, and Zal's just gonna be like, just like, something is not right here. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
And I have a feeling that this challenge has a trick to it. Like, there's got to be something.
Telepathy is spoken only, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And I can't. Can I use it as almost like a detect thoughts or not?
I don't believe it becomes detect thoughts. I was going to see if there was a telepathy spell.
There is.
There is.
Because that might be the closest we
Because
get
I can
to...
do telepathic bond.
I mean, I can use telepathic bond.
So it's
but
probably under telepathic bond.
that's not what I'm currently using.
Oh, that's not the.
No, she's
same
got that telepathic ability. She's got telepathy
Oh.
for a certain distance, so he might actually be in the monster book.
thing? Okay.
Telepathy.
I did assume that it was telepathic bond.
That's what we were trying to figure out. If I had to charm them first to be able to use telepathy, or if I could just do telepathy.
Yeah.
And I'm not dropping this form because I'm not wasting one of my 4 wild shapes.
No, I understand that. And telepathy's useful?
Oh, it's not the only thing that my Trixie can do. Tiskery.
Solutions, zoning encounters, zoning Okay, I'll quickly do a search on it. It should be able
Sorry.
to. It's okay, just trying to get it right because we haven't done it for so long.
You let me have Faye.
Just a suggestion. There are a lot of people who have taken damage. Maybe a prayer of healing is appropriate.
I do have mass healing will, but I did want to if Zal's made aware of the injured people in there, he wants to do an actual, like, exam of them if he can. He does know Elvish, and I've heard Chaval speaking Elvish to the old ones. I do know Gnomish as well, out of my, like, I don't know, like, almost 15 known languages.
So, according to scrolling through the level up stuff for most of it, telepathy as an ability is basically you can communicate telepathically, but it doesn't mean that they can telepathically communicate back.
Oh, okay. You can send them messages. It's one way, though.
Yeah.
I get you.
So you have the ability to send messages to people. You don't have the ability to read messages.
I
from
believe
people.
it's similar to detect thoughts.
That's
the
what
other
I'm
way around.
wondering.
It's the other way around.
So
Telepathic bond works both ways, though.
So when you
Yeah.
do
Yes.
the telepathic bond is definitely
That's why I went for telepathic bond.
But if you both have it, you can exchange thoughts.
Yes.
Can I don't know. I don't know what creature looks like. I have wings. It's sort of a dark fae form.
Which means it's terrifying to everybody except Calcrix.
Yeah. I mean, Okay, I'm going to can shape change. I'm going to shape change, staying in my Triskery form. I can then shape change. I'm going to shape change into a medium humanoid, because I am allowed to do that. So I shape change back to my form, even though I'm still wild formed, if that makes sense.
No, I get you.
And I'm going to go to the door on the western side and listen.
Okay. The western door, you listen. Give me a perception roll as you do so.
Okay.
Okay, so do you guys move on from here at this point?
I
I'm
was
gonna move on
seeing
to
if I can
Calvin.
remove the shackles.
Okay, you can try. That would be a tool use.
Yep.
Interesting, we've found no key to all of these things.
You have not found a key, no.
Using my thieves tool at 26.
Okay, on a 26, you're trying, but you can't seem to pry it open. Okay, so, Calcrix, you find yourself before Lady of
Oh, sorry.
Nyx.
Preempting that, I'm surprised that I disappeared, and I'm surprised that nobody went, Calcrix, have you just gone invisible? They've just walked off.
So Zal, I believe, was done.
Morgan doesn't know you. It might be something you do all the time. She's surrounded by fae.
Sorry, I often use plurals when I mean singulars, so I should have said Zal's just walked away. I don't mean that in I mean that in an amused fashion, not in a criticising fashion.
I mean, Sol's kind of like mid-sentence with Calgrix and she disappears, so until she comes back and we can continue conversing, then I'm not going to end.
No, I'm just, as I said, I'm just amused. I'm not, but she's more surprised that she fully disappeared from where she is. So looking up at the plane of darkness, I guess the Queen of Darkness can see Calcrix has got tears.
She offers you coffee with a cookie and a muffin.
I take a little bit of silent time getting over my emotional state, sipping my coffee, nibbling at my cookie. And then when it's finished, I'm like, I'm really sorry to have bothered you.
What have they done this time, she says?
Well, it's for what I've done, or haven't done. I'm trying to be a leader, like you and my brothers have been trying to teach me, and I'm trying to be the metallic dragon that I am, and I don't seem to be doing a very good job. I'm not sure how to be better at communicating things. I get so confused on these two different timelines, and it's hard to keep track of what everybody knows, and I don't know if I'm explaining to them properly, and sometimes they seem to listen, but then they don't listen, and sometimes they don't seem to have listened, but then they've listened, and I'm just really uncertain. And now we've killed this this ogre mage who's the guide to the Earth Avatar, and like he's killed. Like Cheval split him right in half, and we can't reincarnate him. I can't talk to his spirit, and I guess I thought of you because I know that you take care of the dead and the undead, and I guess that's why you came to my mind. And I didn't mean to come here. I was just feeling really uncertain.
Well, she takes your paw and pats you.
I got a paw?
Yeah.
Not a talon?
Talon. Whichever way you want to go. And
I'm happy with paw. It sounds a bit better than talons.
And says, the thing about it being a leader is not about getting it right every time, but you keep trying.
But Drazzle's really hurt this time. And I promised him that we
we could do this without killing the wrong people. That we would ask first before we found out, that we should cleave them in half and stuff. And I get that they're very powerful sometimes and they don't realize it. But I know I'm very powerful, and I make sure that I pull my strikes to make sure that I don't, like, there was this night that I had to fight, and I almost killed him, and I knew that the challenge wouldn't go against me if I had killed him, but I didn't feel it was the right thing to do. What happens when you make accidents like that?
Well, that's normally the difference between the hero and the villain, she says. The villain is the one who's happy to kill.
Oh, I don't think they're happy to kill.
It's always a choice, she says. At the moment of taking someone down, you can choose to make it lethal and take them and stop them from coming back.
How do I get them to understand that they need to take a moment before they make that choice?
You'll need to remind them. Be their conscience.
How do I do that without sounding like I'm telling them off? Because I don't want to tell them off.
Offer them a cookie.
Well, I can do that. I've got lots of cookies.
And say that they don't have to kill when they take someone down.
I can do that too. Will the ogre mage be okay? He's in your care now, right?
Oh, he followed a different path.
Oh, but do we know if he's going to be okay?
She does not know him. I'm sure he served his time.
I'm sure he did too. We will have to find another way.
There is another there who can guide you, but he is not as easy to deal with.
We will just have to
That one
learn
was
to
easy.
deal with him, won't we? Thank you very much for the comfort.
And you still need to find them.
Don't take offense to this, but cuddles from my dad are a little bit better. But I like coffee and cookies with you too.
Okay.
I think I need to hug my mum. I think she's sad. She puts on a great dress.
I am sure we will find a way, she says.
I know a way. I'm ready to go back now. Thank you for this time.
Okay, and you pop back just as Zal starts walking away.
Zal gets hugged sideways on.
You grab a chocolate biscuit.
My perception check was
Calcric,
32.
where did you go?
You notice Ape spit out a Calcrix.
I accidentally called on the Queen of Darkness. I guess I was thinking about how the ogre mage was dead now, and the Queen of Darkness often takes care of the dead, and I guess when I thought about her, she heard me, and she gave me coffee and a cookie, and told me to find a way to hug you and Cheval. So just give me a second. And then she goes and finds Cheval and gives Cheval just this random hug.
So,
If I have an opportunity before you run away, Zola's going to say it seems like you know more than you were saying. Your reaction to this event, at least to Zol, seemed quite I'm not sure if over the top is the right word, but he was quite sort of taken aback that you were so distraught by what happened. And he just wants you to know that, like, if there's important stuff that you need to tell us, maybe we need to have, half an hour in the morning with you to sort of catch us up on important notes and sort of communicate with us. If these are important events are happening around you and Drazzle, and it seems there's something wider going on that we're aware of, it's sort of like Zol is like, I think, like we're getting half a picture here, and it's not helping to sort of achieve the goals that we're sort of after.
So, Calcrix will respond to that because she does want to rush off, but she doesn't quite rush off. So she kind of looks at you and says, I have been trying to tell you all, when the slaves on the boat got killed, when the Vikings got killed, I can't always tell you the details of what I do with the other group that I work with Regine and Drazzle, because Drazzle works on different timelines, and if I tell you some things because of the difference in time, I can undo the work he does. So I've sometimes got to pass on messages in a more philosophical way, such as investigate before killing, choose other options before choosing lethal ones, choose investigative and information options before striking, choose to
be the hero,
stealth and observe, and use spells and tools of inquiry before using weapons. These are the messages I've been trying to give everybody here, because I can't always tell you what I've done with Draknama and Lani and Saker and Lul and Father Pat, and she starts just listing a lot of names of Redrian's, and then she just stops and goes, Redrian's other peoples,
I get that you can't tell us what is happening, but it seems like when you are telling us, we're still not kind of getting the whole picture. Yes, you've sort of implied, please use your words, please investigate more. But in this case, it sounds like you knew more of this story, and we've kind of gone in half blind.
I knew what you all knew if you were with the druids resurrecting the young stable boy Bryn. The druids told us that there were avatars related to the elements. They directed us to these ruins as a place where there would be a lead to find the avatar. We found several earth weapons here. We killed an earth animal up in the tower there, the rock snake, when we could have just left the area and left it alone. We didn't check out all of the rooms thoroughly. We need to investigate all of the items that we've got. When we came down here, maybe we shouldn't have chopped the mage in half. Maybe we should have just knocked him unconscious. I had the same information that that everybody else had who was at that ceremony. I just put it together that because of all the earth elements here, there was likely to be a link, and I found out at the same time as Cheval that this was a challenge, and I only found out after the challenge what had happened, and that Cheval had failed, and I did not know the words of the challenge until Cheval told me, but those words told me that it was likely a link to the Avatar because of the wording of the challenge suggested that we needed to think beyond just conquering this we had to prove ourselves, not just beat it, but show ourselves as heroes who deserved the knowledge of where the Earth Avatar was. I didn't learn that from being in the other time space. I didn't hide this knowledge so much as I just put it together. I don't hide things from you. There are things I can't tell you, because I don't wanna hurt Druzzle's timelines, but I tell you everything that I can. Maybe I'm not very good at doing that, and I try to do it better. And I think maybe if we try and do that in the mornings, that would help. But this time, when I was working with the other group, I'm between. It happened in the middle of the day, so I have no chance to tell you. Sometimes I need to hope that we will work as a team, and that we'll tell each other what we're doing and where we are, and that I don't have to tell you all the time, that I can just trust that we'll try to do what Redrian wants us to do, which is to become heroes. I don't know what a hero is really, but I'm hoping to learn. And yeah, I don't know if I answered the question. I think I'm just rambling now.
Okay. So, Yodri, looking at the barnacles, you believe that they are arcane locked.
So, somebody will need to dispel it, correct?
Dispel, knock, or do better.
Oh, we've got lots of those people. Do better is roll again, right?
Yeah. You may be...
But dispel in Anton?
You've got dispel, you have knock, you have lockpicking.
Yeah, I was going to say...
They can all bypass arcane locks,
Zol
but you need a
has
fairly
knock.
high roll to bypass an arcane lock.
Yeah.
Actually, what was that? The lock picking, the magical lockpicks that I had?
I believe they help you, I think they're memory locks.
Is Anton still in the room? Or did he go out of the room?
I believe
Anton's in the room.
We haven't opened.
Memory locks, here we go.
We haven't opened the door yet.
Yeah, I was just saying because the shackles might need to dispel magic, and I think you said about 20 minutes ago that you...
I can do dispel magic.
Yeah, you have that. But I wasn't sure, did you leave... I can't remember if you left the room or not.
I can dispel magic, but not in this form.
Okay.
You don't want to waste your wild shade.
Nope. I can cast spells that have a target, range of touch or self.
I just think you can telepathically talk to everyone. Or telepathically talk at everyone.
I was going to say this.
Cheval let us know about
so
what
many
they
options.
said about the other people, or is that all the information distributed to everyone else? Or
I believe you would have heard it.
Yeah, I will mention to the party what was spoken.
Set of magic locks that allow you to open anything previously open.
That it has previously opened. Not that you have previously opened.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You have to open them with the locks for them to be able to reopen them.
Maybe.
Either that, or hope that the previous owner had a better skill than I did.
Not necessarily. If they didn't try these locks, it won't open them automatically.
Oh no, there's another one. I could exhaust the. So what happens if I exhaust the?
They're destroyed.
The locks, because it says I could use the skill or memory from the previous user.
They're destroyed.
If you may not want to risk them.
Or for 10 minutes, you gain one skill tool or language proficiency on previous user at the end of the.
Sorry,
screw that.
Sorry, guys. I've got two people talking at the same time. I can't understand both people. So Ross was talking about using his memory lockpick, and what were you saying, Josh?
Cheval was going to inquire, are these guys chained? Have they got a long length of chain?
Their chain is less than a foot long.
Less than a foot. I'm just trying to think about what I can do in terms of, we may not need to unlock the shackle, we just need to break the chain.
If they're arcane locks,
Realm
though.
does double damage to these sort of things, so I can definitely have a go.
Will doing the chain be enough?
Does Cheval think that heating it up, probably not, it'll probably burn the person's leg. Excuse me.
You are super powerful.
It's more the fact that I want to try and target the link of the chain with heat, but if it's all metal, it's all going to heat up and it could cause them discomfort. And I don't want to do that after everything that's gone down.
No, I got where you're going as soon as you're like, is it a long chain? Martin's like, it's a foot. And I'm like, oh.
I mean, a foot's still a fair amount of chain.
It is, but Cheval's very powerful.
Yay big is not a huge amount of chain.
So a foot's 12 inches, so ruler.
Can...
Okay, Well says it can do double damage, but it doesn't say chains or anything like that. It says doors and walls.
Worm says it doesn't matter if he hits the gnome, he doesn't really exist.
I really don't know why we don't just call Anton, who has Dispel Magic, and then you go bink, bink, bink.
Do we even know Dispel Magic?
Currently, Anton is going through the corpse and the chest.
But he's not that far away.
He would have done by now, yeah.
Can I get my perception check on the other door?
Yes, you can.
That was 32.
Okay, so listening at the door, you do not hear anything on the other side.
Anton, how many Dispel Magics can you cast?
Well, I can cast a few, but it's why do we think Dispel Magic will help? What's the problem?
These locks are arcane.
It does not.
I can try again, but
They're arcane locks, are they?
I also have Dispel Magic, but I'm
okay.
not going to run off
Detect
on
magic.
Zal's
Can I
second.
confirm that these are arcane locks?
They do detect as magical.
Yeah.
We've had duration.
yeah, I'll try unlock again.
Try a different lock.
Yeah, that not gonna work. That's even lower than I rolled last time. That one.
Ouch.
So
That was 17.
okay, so you seem to have bent the lockpick.
Aww.
You'll need to repair that.
I've got mending.
Mending won't work
Aww.
because it's a magical item.
Yeah.
One of the things I can do is shift onto the ethereal plane.
And I
I
can
can
piece
shift
it all
onto the
over.
ethereal plane.
You can shift onto the ethereal plane. And what was Bradshaw doing?
Well, Bradshaw realises arcane. He's got nothing to break arcane locks.
Mom says it can break.
The other door.
Mom reckons it can break it.
He's just going to break
Can I
everything else.
Well, would like to target the chain. Oh, Bradshaw would like to target the Whelm with the chain, not the actual gnome.
I feel like this is a Cheval situation, but Cheval's realised already not to do this.
And the hammer does say yes, it's definitely sure it can hit the chain, no problem.
God, I hope Cheval stops him.
I asked the party, would you like me to break the chain with Whelm?
No.
No.
And
Unless
the
you can-
hammer reprimands Bradshaw. He says, "What sort of dwarf are you? Not going to save people by breaking their chains?"
Hang on, didn't you want me to roll a will save on that one or not?
No, it reprimands you verbally in your head. It's not forcing you to do so. It's just reprimanding you.
I realise I can't do anything right here, right now, and I do not want to cause more death than needed because I saw poor Caltrix and don't want her to cry again.
She's cried twice today, and she's travelled
I
with
know.
Monday's group. She's exhausted.
You're making Bradshaw guilty here right now. So Bradshaw would like to go over the other door because he actually heard on the other doors, nothing there.
And yes, you seem to be missing one party member. The strange Fae thing that disappeared.
Okay. So yeah, Bradshaw, just see if the door's locked first. Is it locked?
It is not locked.
Is there any bar across it that I have to look up for?
You look up, there's no bar there either.
And I have shifted through the door, leaving a message in Caltrix's head. When I get back...
No.
Damn it.
Caltrix has a ring of mind shield and you cannot leave a message in her head. But you don't know that. You just think you're sending a message in that direction.
Okay, can I then turn to Zal as the next... Thinking I should probably give multiple people this instruction because it's important. Send it to Zal and Anton as the other two who seem vaguely responsible.
You can.
Ow! Ow!
Saying, when I get back, invite me back to the material plane, and then I want to walk through the door and see what I can see.
Okay. As you walk through the door opens and you go through the door 3 times by the time you actually make it to the other side.
And I see Bradshaw.
Yeah, Bradshaw's opening the door and Bradshaw's standing inside you occasionally.
Bradshaw is in their head. You
Well, look.
You idiot!
We don't know each other
Let
that
me
well.
explore! Get back inside!
You don't see her because she's in the ethereal plane.
Get back in the room. Let me explore. I'm doing a thing.
Technically, it's the corridor, right?
You do have the feeling of passing through a ghost.
Oh.
Do you even recognise the voice?
He does recognise the voice. He has heard it.
I'm doing a thing. Get back inside. Shut the door until I come back.
I was going to say, is Bradshaw clear? You mean get back into the corridor?
I said into the room. Back into the room.
Because on the other side of the door is another room.
Yeah.
Now, Bradshaw doesn't know this druid that long, is that correct?
You've known this
Not
druid
really
probably
that
since almost as long as you. Probably about
it's been
2 days.
A morning. No.
It's
a day.
1 day?
It's been about a day.
I think they had another day after you arrived.
2 days.
2 days.
I think.
No, I don't remember resting because I still have my wild shape from my jackalope marked down.
Oh, okay. So
I rocked up this morning.
Right. Wow.
I'm working out how much trust Bradshaw has right now. I'm just trying to work out. Is it teenage Bradshaw?
Technically, it is the same day.
An
Yes.
adult territory.
God, it's been a long day. I really need a rest.
Bradshaw is in some sort of kind of, he wants to go in and doesn't want to go in. He's in this kind of flux situation. He's not, doesn't believe in ghosts anyway, so that's not an issue there, but it's like...
It could be another Whelm.
Whelm does say you just passed through someone.
you find that overwhelming?
Or is it underwhelming?
Okay.
Or is
That
it
was-
just whelming?
That was my next one.
Don't expect any help from Bradshaw next session, okay? That bad joke just did not do that.
If Bradshaw
Remember that.
still hasn't
You
moved,
started that joke, it's your fault.
if Bradshaw still hasn't moved, Morrigan
Oh,
goes,
come on. I
just-
come up with puns
just
so little.
do what I tell you. Get back inside. I'm safe. I'm figuring out what's
Excuse me.
going on. I will be back in a
Excuse me.
minute. Get back inside.
Sorry, but no.
Okay. Oh no, I'm on the ethereal plane. I can't go
Bradshaw's
forward.
pretty much going, hang on, I've only known you
And
2
the hammer
days.
is
You're
solid
talking
on
One
the
day.
ethereal
It's
plane.
Okay, so the dwarf is arguing to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of the.
Bradshaw's like,
No, everyone can hear you, right?
No,
No.
I'm talking
Okay.
telepathically. I could make myself hazily visible and heard on the ethereal plane. I'm not.
Calcrix cannot hear someone mentally.
No. You said something about I have
Give-
to.
now, give it
Know
2
that it's
rounds.
coming
Give it 2
and
rounds. Bradshaw
use the
sits there,
letter.
goes, geez, these druids are rude.
Intention.
Slams the door shut and goes back in the other room. Okay.
Okay, the door passes through you at an extra time.
Okay, I turn and check the room.
Here's a small 20-foot by 20-foot room with a door in the south.
Anything else notable?
There is nothing else noticeable here.
Do I think it's just because it's I'm on the material plane, the ethereal plane, or
Hard to tell. There are things invisible to anything on the ethereal plane, on the material plane. And it might just be empty, now that the dwarf has left.
Before people go.
The dwarf's just outside the door, stomping his feet, waiting. Okay. He's frustrated as a teenager. Would be frustrated. Okay, going. You told me off, but I
I
don't know.
can
it
use
too late."
see the
You know,
unseen
talk
to
himself.
see things on the ethereal plane. Can I do it reverse?
What was that?
I can use see the unseen to detect invisible creatures and objects, including creatures on the ethereal plane.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do that reverse?
No. That's the penalty of the ability to see the ethereal plane, is you can't always see the material plane.
Okay.
You
but
need a
do I believe
different
that I
ability
would-
to do so.
Do I believe that if there was a creature or something in here, I would see it?
You assume so.
If, from my experience, if I make myself hazily visible on the material plane, I will be able to see what's on the material plane.
At that point, yes. Yeah.
Before people get too far spread out,
Mm-hmm.
Calcrix realizes that she does have just got some information from the Queen of Darkness that is relevant,
Mm-hmm.
and having just spoke to Zal about making sure she passes on information, she stops waffling mid-sentence and goes, "Everybody, I have things I need to tell you from the Queen of Darkness about our current mission. Could you please let me know where you are?"
Well, I'm just over here.
You hearing Marco and Paulo's?
I'm hoping to.
You're not hearing anything from me.
And I will say, "Where is Morrigan?" If I do not hear one voice.
Rachel's complaining about somebody taking over his spot, checking things out, and looking at the door. So you hear a lot of roughing of walking.
So you
swearing words
say
about,
that
yeah.
you say that the Fey Druid's talking to you, but you can't see her.
I say things. 2 days now. What do you tell you off? And you know, when you're like a teenager.
Is my orb still working?
Your orb is still working.
Can I see Morrigan anywhere?
No, the door's shut. She's on the other side.
Okay. If I... has... Bradshaw told me that she's inside that room.
Is that what Bradshaw was saying?
Bradshaw's complaining about a druid he's only known 2 days that told
One
him to
day.
get out of the room, even though he was going to check it out, and you kind of get the opinion that he's talking about the druid. So
Okay.
Right.
He says she's in
that's
the
it,
room.
yeah. He says it in a way, but it goes on the long complaint about how druids shouldn't be
Is
that rude to people I met 2
Chocobo
days ago and stuff like that. Yeah.
next to Zal?
Chocobo's not in the room.
Okay. Calcrix goes, "Chocobo!" Does he appear?
I mean, Taryn's still in the room.
Taryn,
You hear a
where's Morrigan? She needs to come back here now.
look. Does the whole look into the door past Bradshaw? and then runs up and starts scratching at the door.
Okay, I'll go over to the door and I'll ask Bradshaw if he checked for traps.
Get off mute. I've already opened the door, walked through, and then had to get told to get out, so it should be fine.
So she's in there.
You look in.
She's in there, but she wanted to kick me out. I don't know why she won't let me look as well. I'm really upset about it. I'm starting to calm down now.
Is she
It's
in
okay.
danger? Is that why she sent you out?
No, she's just rude. She wouldn't let me look in the room as well. I don't know why we can't both look.
Gabrix looks
I
back
just
at
thought it was very
Zal
rude.
and goes, "Do we go in and find her? I've got to tell you guys all stuff, and I don't want to kill something by accident again. But if she's in there and she's killing something by accident, then we've got the dead splitting two ogre mates all over again. I don't know how to fix this."
Look, at this time, I go give a big hug to Caltrix saying, it's okay. Druid, get your ass out here now. We need to
By
talk.
now I'm
And that's
visible,
Yep.
hazily visible and audible in the room. Do I see anything new?
Nope. It was just as empty as it was astrally.
Well, I haven't heard any of this, so I'm heading to the door on the south.
You can hear a scratching at the door that you've just gone through. And a bark.
Okay, I will move back through the door and say, "What?"
If you can sense Calprix at all, she's now talking to Zal, going, "I don't know what to do. That one's gone off into there. I'm trying to tell people all the stuffs. I don't want other things to go wrong. I don't know how to fix this.
And you got a dwarf trying to hug a Caltrix. Yeah.
A dwarf hugging a dragon's leg."
I was scouting
Yes,
and getting
I'm trying not to feel
information. I cannot, you guys see me and I look like a ghost. You can't.
And Caltrix just sees a mouth moving. I can't hear a thing.
I'm not speaking telepathically.
The other people can hear you, but Caltrix cannot.
Even though that I'm talking,
There is no vocal cords on the material plane.
She's currently going cross-eyed.
So you see Morrigan gesticulating.
Cross-eyed.
I'm doing scouting. I'm less likely to be hurt.
Just to explain to those who can't hear
Let me go.
Morrigan wants to go scout.
Okay, I have.
If Zal can hear her, he's like, "It's okay, Calcrix. She's not gone off to murder people. She is helping the party by finding out if there's danger ahead, and she's going to come back and let us know in a minute."
But if she can hear me, then I could tell her the information, and it might help her in her scouting.
Okay. Any information is good.
I just had a visit.
You didn't hear that.
She's just going to assume. Because you're still there with your mouth moving. She's going to close her eyes because she cannot look at that moving mouth. It is just making her head hurt. And she's just visited another plane. So she's just going to say, I just had a visit with the Queen of Darkness, who told us that although this was indeed a guide to one of the avatars, we have another path before us, but the person who we may encounter next is going to be much more difficult to deal with, and we have to be very, very delicate with how we choose to deal with him. So please, no killing and cleaving in half. Just try and reason and use diplomacy and investigation as much as we can, because this is going to be hopefully another guide to the avatar we need to find.
You get a thumbs up, and then the form disappears back into the other room.
You see a very stern look from Chauvel.
Yep.
Because you need to, and then this is an understanding of Chauvel, is that if she sees a threat to a party member's life, then it is life for life.
We can no longer afford to see things so black and white. And
Just blame the paladin.
if it comes to a point where I'm in a challenge, and
I stare at Yodri with that sentence, and I go, "You want to try and say that again?"
So, I'm gonna go and give you.
That time of month. Okay.
Kalkrick slaps Yodri on her way past.
I'm yelling out from the cell.
She still slaps you on her way past. She'll detour if she needs to.
So
because that kind of comment is a misogynistic, chauvinistic thing. And she doesn't believe
you still got a dwarf around your leg, by the way, just let you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure the dwarf gets dragged along with
Zal has experience of this. And then she
By all
goes
means,
and gives Cheval the hug.
I will respect what Calcrix is saying in diplomacy, but if things are becoming dire, Cheval will go all out to protect the party, as is what she believes at this point in time, because she is very confused about what is going on, and at the moment the party are her only friends, and if she sees a threat to that, she will absolutely sacrifice her life for the party.
So all she's doing right now is that she's remembered she was going to hug you. She hasn't done that yet. So she gives a scuff up the back of the halfling's head because that's not an appropriate comment to make. And he's lucky he didn't get himself fireballed into nothingness. And then his soul drained out of him and turned into a rock. And we should be about working together, not about seeing who can challenge each other. But she goes and gives you a hug and says, I'm not upset with you, I'm upset with myself. And I'll explain the things that I was telling to Zal about how I'm trying to be a better leader and I get confused because I'm travelling on 2 different time things. I don't know how Drazzle does it. And I'm trying to pass on all the right information and be better at that. But that I don't in any way... I'm not criticising Cheval for what she's done. I'm upset with myself because I'm trying to be a leader and I'm not doing a very good job as far as I can tell.
And I will then ask, as Yodri has failed to unlock the manacles, is there anything else you're going to try?
I thought Anton was going to try to dispel.
Well, I was going to ask a question. Like, I've cast the tech magic. Mm-hmm. Do I think it is arcane lock? I just don't want to waste the spell points when there's nothing there.
You do believe it is an arcane lock.
All right,
that's the only thing I'm holding in the shut.
Okay, I will cast the spell magic on the arcane lock, on the chain, on the gnome.
Right. Okay, just going to look
I will
up the
cast.
actual spell.
Gary will give me one of the chocolate chip cookies without trying to fight me for it. Thank you.
Okay, so what level spell do you use for your dispel?
Well, I'll just do it as a 3rd level spell.
You do know that it was probably cast at higher than 2nd level.
Yeah, okay, well, Dispel Magic 3rd level.
I believe you get a check to dispel it.
Okay, alright, I'll look. Okay,
I was going to say, I do have Dispel Magic, by the way.
As I said, I do too, but not in this form.
Do I throw a fate point into this?
I have both forms.
I don't know if you saw me change into a different form.
No.
So as far as you're aware, I look like me, just on the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
Okay, that roll. Actually, I can use the ability Saving Face to make it a 16.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it pops open.
Shoot. Okay, it took a use power to do it.
1 lock out of 3 pops open.
Yeah. Okay. It does look like 3rd level's not good enough. So next one I'll do is a 5th level.
Okay. Yeah, it pops open.
Okay, and another 5th level. I now wouldn't mind having a short rest.
I don't think it would be a bad idea if we had a short rest either.
Well, now we can start healing people.
Sounds good.
People can spend hit dice to recover hit points if they wish to.
How does that work?
Bradshaw will guard the door.
Before people start healing themselves with their point dice, so I was going to examine the injured people, try and set what he could straight, ask them if he's happy for them to be cured. He was going to cure 3 prisoners, Cheval, and anyone else who has remaining injuries with mass cure wounds. Cast at, it's a 5th level spell. I can cast up to, I think, 6th level, 6th level. So I could cast it up if I want to, so it could be 4d8.
So do you have access to 5th level spells normally?
Yes,
Okay,
and 6th
then.
level.
From what's your? I'm just going to check because you might not actually have access to that level yet.
Do you mind me asking a question?
I think I do as a 5th level for both, but I could be wrong.
Cleric spell. You have access to 4th level spells.
Only 4th level?
Because you have 6 levels as a cleric plus 2 levels of mystic theurge. You can cast 4th level spells from each class only. Heightened. You have the spell slots higher than that, but you can't cast mass because mass is a 5th level spell.
I thought I could cast them.
If it has the +1 on it, you can do so, but if it is an actual spell, you need to be able to cast spells of that level to use it.
I think Mass Cure Wounds, I'm looking, says 5th level, so I'm guessing not then. Yeah, okay.
Because that's the difference between...
You can cast Mass Healing Word.
I can cast Mass Healing Word, yes, I can do that. And I could cast it up to a 6th level slot if I chose, is that right?
That is correct. You have 1 6th level slot.
Yes, yeah.
And you won't get that back until a long rest.
Yeah, that's fine. I should have, 2 5th level slots?
You do have 2 5th level slots.
Yeah.
So you have the 6th level slots you can do to do the pluses onto heightening spells.
Yeah. So I thought with Magic Theurge I could learn higher level
If you
spells.
didn't have Magic Theurge, you'd be limited to 3rd level spells.
Yeah, because
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
6th level cleric is stuck at 3rd level.
Yeah.
As I learned the hard way.
Right, so technically I
don't
can, but it's only, I thought it was like 2 levels, but it's only 1, okay.
So it's 2 levels of if you're a wizard and a cleric, not 2 spell levels. And it takes 2 levels for a class to be able to get a spell of a higher level.
Mm-hmm.
So it's every 2 levels you gain a new spell. A new spell capacity.
Yeah.
Access to spells of a higher level.
That makes sense.
Next level up.
Alright, Mass Healing Word then, which I do know, as well. Well, I was hoping I knew both, but that might have to be the next level.
Prayer of Healing's on the 2nd level. It's probably a better spell to cast in this situation.
Sorry?
Prayer of Healing is
good.
probably a better spell
You've
to
got
cast.
time and it's a good spell.
I mean, I do have Prayer of Healing as well. Alright. Prayer of Healing, it
It's
is
6 creatures, and not all of us are damaged or wounded.
I am, but I'm away.
I am.
But you can only regain 6.
Prayer of Healing is also 6
Because
creatures
the other
of
one's
your choice.
taken off, the ritual is taken off your max HP.
Hit points.
Okay.
To
So
2d8
how
plus
do
a
I
spell
regain?
casting ability
Long rest.
modifier. And I can also cast it up, adding a d8 per level. And that is a 2nd level spell.
Prayer of Healing.
I've got no damage. You don't need to worry about me.
So
It is a ritual though, so it's going to take your HP.
Oh, that's if you cast it as a
Well,
ritual.
I mean,
It's not.
We-
it can
it
only
is
be cast
only
as a
ritual.
ritual.
It's only ritual, is it?
As we're all worrying about rituals and things, I was going to suggest rather than a short rest, we actually take a long rest and we use part of that long rest to question the 3 people that we've got here about their quests and what brought them here to give us as much info as we can. Therefore,
I don't think a long rest would still do enough healing on Cheval's wounds.
What I meant was,
you
if
fully
you cast
heal.
this as a ritual and then have a long rest, if it works the same as mine, you should heal back your hit points after the long
And
rest.
Chauvel will get back his hit points on a long rest as well.
Long rest heals all hit points.
And I think Anton said that he was looking forward to
I
at least a short
just
rest.
need a short rest.
But Calcrix would definitely prefer to go to a long rest, and it would give us an opportunity to question the people.
Well,
and
if we do that, do we want to return to
the long
Homelet
rest.
then?
You can.
Are you going to leave me behind? Because I'm in the other room.
Oh, well, we'll get telepathy bond, haven't we?
Nope.
No.
Oh, okay.
She can talk to you, but you can't talk back to her unless she hears you physically speak.
Go look for her.
We'll retrieve.
Short rest makes sense.
Yeah.
And if we decide after that, that gives me time to go and explore. You guys heal up and restore a bit. That gives me time to go and do stuff. Because I haven't taken much. I haven't used many spells. Like, I haven't done much. So, I don't need a short rest at the moment. So a short rest is an hour. Give me an hour and I probably won't need all of it, to scout out.
How long is a long rest?
A long rest is 8 hours, but you can only do it once every 24 hours.
Is there any reason?
And you need
I think a short rest is a good
and you also need to do it
opportunity right
safe.
now. I'm happy to cast Prayer of Healing at 5th level. That leaves me 1 5th level slot and a 6th level slot.
But
That's
doesn't-
going to be 25 hit points.
It reduces your hit points by 25, doesn't take a slot, because it's a
So
ritual.
you can't cast it as a normal spell. You have to cast it as a
has to be a
ritual.
ritual.
All things that take more than a action are rituals.
Oh.
And because we've got a tricky
I don't think
person
there's any
coming
spells.
up,
I have
just-
these-
Right, okay, that makes sense.
that
Sorry, that's a
changes
change
things.
from what I have on my sheet, because I have that as
Phantom
a spell
Steeds,
slot,
has
not
to
a
be
ritual.
That's a ritual.
And again, this is going back to my character's really...
Well,
Yeah,
Well,
we've been trying to
what happened
update
to
it, but we
spell?
haven't had the chance.
If you have to cast it.
Yeah,
as a ritual.
that's fine.
What
Alright,
is-
so I will spend 10 minutes casting that as a ritual.
Yep, and so the DC of casting that would be, at a 5th level, would be 20 to do against your religion roll.
My religion or my spell DC, or is that different?
It
Oh, sorry, my spell modifier.
would be your religion roll to do so, because you can generally get ritual casting as a specialization of religion, but you can't get it as of a spell. Your spell attack modifier, because it doesn't take the spell attack modifier for this.
Oh, it doesn't. Okay, alright. That makes sense.
So I gather a short rest is not going to regain me all of those hit points.
You will not get that back until you do a long rest.
Yeah. No one wants to do a long rest except me.
The problem is, as we mentioned, is that we've just sent a scout off.
I was
Down deeper
happy
into
to
the
wait
dark.
for the scout to come back. I did say that. I said I'm happy to wait for her to come back. But I was...
A regroup's
Just
not a
putting-
bad thing. I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
Putting
don't walk
as-
off without me.
No, that wasn't... Calculus not walking off on anyone. It was just a suggestion of once we finish up here, we could go back up to the area that we've already cleared, make it a safe area. I can put up a sphere of
It's
resilience.
also not that far to walk back to the inn.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of 10 minutes back to the inn.
Could regroup, as I said, come up with a plan B. It might be that 2 trips out here is not that hard to do. And that means that I can also rejig my spells for the next day so that I've got all the right spells. And I think you mentioned there was a couple of spells that you would have liked to have prepared. or Anton. Someone said
I'm happy with my
they didn't
preps at
have
the
a spell
moment.
prepared.
I don't prepare spells, so
Like, there are spells that I could have prepared that I hadn't, but I'm also happy
Okay.
with my picks.
Okay, well, or maybe it was the aura thing that Chevelle was doing that was already still working in the end.
Yeah.
Well, no, the thing was,
I think we
the
lost
aura,
one.
the aura didn't change. The aura
Yeah.
didn't change.
I can only remember fragments from the start of the game, so I was just
Yeah.
trying to piece those fragments together.
Yeah, I was just saying because of the whole updates to level up, because I was reading it, I hadn't chosen aura, but I'm happy, as I mentioned with Martin, I
It was
happy
still
to
up
take,
and running. Yeah.
I was happy to take the equivalent from D&D, which was the aura of resistance, over to level up.
Yeah, and he said that you raised it last session and it was still up and running. And so my brain was still at the point where you were going to raise it, but you didn't think you could. And then finally caught up and
I
said
think
you
it
actually
was
had
last
it
session
going.
because Chevelle was the in-between level up and D&D, which
Yeah.
is kind of
Yeah.
transitioned as aura of resistance from D&D to level up. So
Just took
I
my
was
brain
happy
a
to
little
keep
while
that
to catch
one
up.
going because that's the one I was going to plan on raising anyway for this session.
Yeah.
And did M get a make her religion check?
I did. I got a 21. I am also using my book. So that gives my spellcasting modifier +2. And so now I roll my healing 5d8 healing die. I think that's right. Yeah. Second level, third level, fourth level, fifth level. Yep, that's right. Prayer healing. Yep.
People have to
So
be
six
in a
creatures, so it can be up to 6. So the 3 people who are injured here, Chevelle, was there anyone else who was injured?
I'm injured, but you can only heal 6. I've got to have a long rest before I can heal the other 60.
I mean, like, I'm only at 4 people, so I can include
Taran
Taran.
is damaged.
Yeah, Taran's damaged.
The 3 prisoners are damaged. One of them
Yeah.
being released.
No,
Oh no, all 3 of them are. All
oh
3
yeah,
are
I
released.
burned
You
the
did
spell
all
points
3,
for all of them.
So Chevelle, Calcrix, and Taran, and the 3 prisoners.
But I
That's
only need
fine.
6 of those because.
It's the same.
And Anton's also damaged.
No, I have what do you call it?
Arcane armor.
No, I can't remember what it's called. I'm brained it. False life.
Temporary hit points.
Temporary hit points. So I just lost temporary hit points.
3 party members, 3 things. Yep.
Thank you for healing
Everybody
my dog.
heals 38 points, hit points.
Thank
I
you
only
for
get
healing my
6 of
dog.
those though, right?
Can you do that another 2 times, please?
You get what you get, okay?
I offered healing to you before and you didn't respond.
No, Zol's just learnt to heal Chevelle without asking because he always she always refuses.
So how much
And
did
it's
you heal?
really annoying. 38 points for the 3 party
I
members.
think
and
only
for the
Cheval's
3
got damage now.
Yeah, Chevelle and Morrigan are the only ones damaged.
Oh, what happened to
Case
you?
people aren't.
She was
I
not
was hit in
there.
the face by a door.
Was it that bad?
Yes.
8 hit points.
Can only take
8
6.
hit points. And
I'm
I took
pretty sure, let me
38
just double
healing.
check that I
No,
did
I'm
that
not.
math right.
No, I'm not in the room, so she couldn't
Yes,
target
okay.
me.
Oh, that's right.
So we
oh,
targeted
okay.
my dog.
Oh, okay.
Fine,
You didn't get any healing. Oh,
No,
sorry.
I
Yeah.
can heal myself. I'm fine.
Sorry, just trying to.
I'm waiting.
What's your
Sorry.
interpretation?
I've been told by Rhiannon I can only take 6 of those.
Yes.
I have to wait for a long rest.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm still 60 points down.
Yes.
60.
The maximum hit points is different to your
down.
damage, yeah.
Unless someone does a greater restoration, burning 100 gold.
Or I
diamonds.
get a long rest.
Hmm.
A
And
greater restoration.
Yes, burning diamonds.
unless I get a long rest, which would
Why don't
cheaper.
you guys stay here, short rest for a bit, recover some stuff. I go scout.
And we have an entire game of you just scouting.
You and I can scout and you and I can chat. And then we can start up at the end of the long rest
It will
next
be
time.
combats involved if you go scout astrally.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's the
I
whole
just want
thing.
to check
of-
the next couple of doors.
And if it turns
Look,
out
I'm
to be
happy
a
to
combat,
wait
then we sort
an
of have to
hour,
wait till
but-
next session for that.
after being told that the next guy's going to be very difficult, I'm uncertain about going in 60 points down.
Like, if you want to call me back. You can send to me and I will come back.
Well, I'm also not into overruling the group, and everybody else wants to just have a short rest because they don't think a long rest is necessary.
By all means, for one, for listening to the leader, I am happy to listen to Calcrix, and I'm happy to speak up, saying, in terms of a logistic thing, and we don't know how far we can go about this, let's all regroup, let's all long rest, because also Cheval would prefer to have Divine Smites back, lay on hands, like a lot of stuff that was used in her mistake.
Same, I'd like to have similar things back as well. Not quite the same.
I suggest if we long rest, we go back to Homeland.
Yeah, and that's a good suggestion.
That's a 10-minute trip.
Yeah,
So
it's not a long trip.
How far does Morrigan go?
Like, she doesn't know any of this conversation. At this point, she's poking her head through the other door.
Because we're talking about this, Calcrix will see if Bradshaw, because Bradshaw seems to be able to hear.
Mark has left, so Bradshaw can't.
Okay. Was anyone else able to hear?
I was. I will go.
I'll
looking.
ask Anton.
I'll go look. I'll go looking
get,
for. I'll go looking for. God, I'm brain dead.
Get Morrigan.
It's too late, Morrigan. It's too late.
That's why I was trying to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Completely destroys. Yeah, no, I just poked my head in the next room.
Okay, it is a corridor with no light.
Unless, of course, you can still hear Calcrix's voice.
Yep.
In which case, she's...
So is it just... I've got infinite dark vision.
The other opportunity it will give is if you guys...
But you're not actually... are you actually there, or are you still just... are you still manifested?
I am manifested as in I can... Like, I'm on the ethereal plane, but people can see and hear me.
Mm-hmm.
I was about to say, how far away are they?
At this point, I am 20 feet away from the other door.
So I can see you.
No.
Yes.
The door's shut.
I'm going looking for
Question.
you.
Yeah.
Is it out of the realms for Calcrix to be inspired and then send a telepathic message on purpose at Morrigan saying, please come back now?
If any of you have sending, you can send to
She
me.
is a fairly intuitive person.
You could if you had the ability...
sorry, Mum.
It's okay, you could if you had the ability to send telepathic messages.
You said that I could.
You could allow telepathic messages through, but you have to choose to let them through.
Okay.
But you don't have the ability to send telepathy as a base ability unless you have telepathic bond connected with that person.
Okay, so I do have telepathic bond, but I'd have to cast the spell before she left.
Yes.
Okay, alright. That's all I wanted to check.
Can
Sorry,
Cheval
Morrigan's
open the door
hunting.
where Morrigan went?
Yes, you can.
Alright, can I see Morrigan?
You can see Morrigan's back half as the front half is apparently through a door.
I was looking.
As long as you've entered the
I-
other...
And you have Anton
cast-
with you as well.
Okay, I cast message,
Mm.
and I say to Morrigan, we're going back to the inn.
You should have said Calcrix said we're going back to the
You
inn.
hear a loud sigh and... Such a waste of one of my favourite forms!
You will get it back once we have a good long snooze.
Question.
Fine, but I'm still...
This is not a place to be running off by yourself.
Question. Have we
Calcrix
seen the
wants
other?
everyone
There
to
were
go
two
back.
sets of stairs going down. Have we seen the other set of stairs?
You have not found the other stairs yet.
Okay.
Fine. And she sort of teenage sullenly starts, still in the ethereal plane, walking back.
While we're waiting for her to get back, Calcrix will go back to the chest
Mm-hmm.
and collect as many of those glass beads and copper things that she can.
Okay.
'Cause
you
they
collect
are
a
good
pile
for
of-
decorating stuff.
You get a pile of glass beads and copper candle, brass
I'll get a
candlesticks.
list from you when
I've got it listed.
after game.
Mhm.
She knows they're not worth
And there's
much, but
there's also a piece of cloth that's magical. We haven't established what it does.
I was going to say, haven't you grabbed that?
Yeah,
Yes.
I've grabbed that.
And he has de-ogred it.
To the extent that I can. And can you ever fully purify something from the smell of ogre?
Well, it did claim it.
I didn't clean it, okay.
No, it claimed it, I said.
Is Chocobo anywhere nearby?
He is not.
Okay. So me mumbling under my breath about being stopped in a hunt and doing the sullen teenager mumble under my breath thing isn't gonna trigger.
He's not good at
Well,
that.
Calcrix will try.
Well, I do have 1 in an 8th chance of summoning him.
Calcrix has the same sort of chances.
It's
May
not-
she try hers first?
It's not necessarily going to summon Chocobo. It will create an axe beak.
No.
I thought it summons the nearest axe beak.
Yes, but Chocobo is not just an axe beak.
My summon's a little bit outside of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Calcrix pulls out a flask, opens it up. The smell of
Oh,
heavily
great.
cinnamon milk and honey comes out. She goes, Chocobo, special coffee time, and cookies.
Hey, stupid widget, come back to the party.
Okay, it appears right behind Chauvel with that look of amusement.
Calcrix leans around Chauvel and gives Chocobo a cookie and says, come round here, I got special coffee. Then we play game.
Chocobo squawks into Chauvel's ear and then comes and follows.
I'll give Chocobo a generous serve of cinnamon milk, which involves, by the way, the axe beak gulping the entire
So a
flask
natural
out.
20 on the Chocobo actually hearing what was happening.
I'm glad he's not lactose intolerant.
Who knows, he may be.
Zal and Anton hear in their heads, if you want me in physical form, you got to invite me back.
Please come back, Morrigan.
I shift into the physical form and just for the hell of it, shift into the true form of a Tiskri, which is a winged dark fae. I don't know what it looks like, but it's a winged
There will
and
be
a
a
dark
picture for
fae.
next session.
There may be. It's one of, again, with anything that from a different book, they don't always come with pictures.
Oh, no, my plan was to just, ask Paul for AI art. No, I'm kidding.
I just think an image of a night lord.
Okay,
A
so
small night lord.
as you guys are heading back to the inn, I will
It has claws.
pick up next session from after you rest for the night.
Okay.
I just had one other thing. I was going to see, I just want you to remember to ask me before next session. I just want to find out, am I able to tell these guys the librarian story?
Okay.
Because I feel that would fill them in as much as possible if that's allowed.
So that's what we stuffed up with the librarian.
No, that's
Nobody actually stuffed up with the library.
Nobody stuffed up with the librarian, but it gives you backstory that you don't have, and it if it doesn't do one of those what's that thing that Lani keeps doing? Paradox. She keeps creating paradoxes and having to murder herself.
When we're heading back to the inn, just for the sake of it, because I'm pissed at wasting a wild shape form, I'm flying.
Won't take very long to do.
No,
I'd like
I'm
to say
flying
on
just for the hell of
camera,
it.
thank you very much, guys, for putting up with my bit of waffle.
Can Chauvel see the fact that you're flying?
Yes.
Chauvel, fly too.
Cheval's got black wings.
Cheval wants to stay with the dark fae winged creature.
He has black wings
Yeah, she
and
does.
looks like a flying dark angel.
I am
Okay.
walking. I'm
I cause
maintaining
terror.
contact with the earth. None of this flying rubbish.
Terror doesn't affect her.
No, I just when I say I don't have a picture, but it's supposed to be a clawed, big-eyed.
Yeah.
Zal is probably next to us.
I'm sulking. You pull me
Okay,
back from our
so since
Graphics
everybody is flying and that, Godfrey gets out his pipe,
says,
starts smoking, he's going to be high by walking.
Calcrix pats you on the shoulder and says, I'll make it up to you, little one.
Okay, so going to end credits.
And then she gives you a